Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
And the pitch. High fly ball down the left field line. Giving chase is Mangum on the track at the wall. See ya. Buffy has tied the game. It's 3-3.
Now Kyle Seeloff going to be with you for the rubber match. That is a fair ball, backhanded by Pauly. Long throw to first. Oh, wow! To left. Back to the wall. A leap. And he made the catch. Benintendi brought it back.
Hit in the air to deep right field. It's got a chance. It is gone. Freddie Freeman puts the Dodgers ahead with a 2-run home run.
Very high to right and a long run for Yastrzemski. And did he make the catch? He did!
Salvi lines it into right center field, and that didn't take very long. Here comes MJ Melendez, and the Royals win it 1-0 in 10 innings.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling motivated.
Yeah?
Saw one of my favorite families walking this morning in the rain.
Old Scotty?
Huge umbrellas, too. I need to invest in one of those, but I'm always afraid.
Afraid of what?
I don't know. Like, do I look right with an umbrella, or why am I worried about that?
Oh, so it's like a anxiety thing, not an actual fear of something that might happen.
I try not to suffer too much from anxiety. I don't even really use that word, but it is more like just an insecurity of how I will look with a monster umbrella.
So you're not afraid of something happening to the umbrella. You're just afraid of the appearances.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
I thought maybe, sometimes smaller people think like maybe they'll get like lift up off the ground with it. Like Shane should be afraid that he's going to take flight in one of those things. You know what I mean?
What I look like? Grouchy Smurf? What do you mean, little people? Like a gnome?
No, I mean like Shane.
Wow.
Like if Shane has too big of an umbrella, taking flight is a real concern.
Is that even necessary this morning, Liquid? I don't think that's necessary.
Well, just remember.
Every day y'all go out on the road.
And he worries about getting lifted off by a giant umbrella.
I know that's your guy.
It's not my guy. He went to a place I like. That doesn't make him my guy.
He was one of the best quarterbacks in the last 20 years at your school.
Accurate.
At Florida State.
Yeah, still not my guy.
But did you watch
That's like whatever
that clip I sent you?
Yes, I did. I did.
The ball is still in your left hand.
No,
And
so
you're trying to change it to the right.
He's nuts.
like, what if you're left-handed? Here's the thing. My man started out with, because to reset this thing real quick, that one guy, Rand Clark, and the other two guys that I like, Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder,
on their podcast,
had Jameis on the Pivot podcast.
Yeah.
And they asked Jameis, Shane, do you have the beginning of the clip? Because my man started with Game 7.
Yeah.
Game 7.
Which they famously don't have in football.
You can't miss. Every day y'all go out on the road, you cannot miss. The ball is still in your left hand, and you're trying to change it to the right. But you got defenders. People want to take the throne. People want to take y'all off the block.
All right, shit. All right.
But you got to pivot.
I mean, would you not have been motivated?
No, not at all. I'd be like, Jameis, what the F are you talking about?
A lot of kids, like a lot of people don't want the rah-rah.
It's rah-rah.
Yeah, I'd be like, Jameis, what the F are you talking about?
A lot of kids, like a lot of people don't want the rah-rah.
So do you know what he basically intimated?
What?
And I don't think I'm paraphrasing. Basically, he had a deal with Publix. He didn't have to pay. He didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, no, I know.
So it was like,
that has literally been my assumption this entire time.
So it's like when he got caught,
it was just some like cashier didn't know what was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had to eat it so the university wouldn't get
in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's That was literally been my assumption since the day it came out.
He said, "Yeah, I know."
I mean,
it is 7:05, and the prickish tendencies rear their ugly head.
I told you.
Do that again. How do you?
Yeah, I know.
That comes way too natural.
I literally
wait one more time.
Yeah, I know. That's not a drop. I'm doing it every time. So I'm a professional.
Every day.
That is amazing. That is.
That's
hey,
how you know.
How do you come across as a little pompous? Well, let me show you.
That's how you know I come by it naturally.
Yeah, 100. Oh, I've been the recipient of it once a day, probably.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Yeah.
Unless the show just counts as one entity, then yes. No, I literally remember having a conversation with somebody in 2014 and being like, hey, you know what? He probably has a deal with the owner of Publix, and some cashier that just got hired didn't get told about it.
Yeah, he's like, this is all I can really say about this. I was like, okay.
I appreciate him not trying to get Florida State in trouble, like I do.
Yeah.
But
it's not, I mean, crab legs greater than a ham sandwich.
I assume.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Ham sandwich is pretty low on the list for me. There's a lot of things I'm trying to eat before a ham sandwich.
Do you know what else I figured out other than Jameis had the hookup at Publix?
I assume a lot of Florida State players have had the hookup at Publix over the course of the years.
Yeah. So,
I'm guessing Peter Warwick had a hookup at Dillard's too, and that didn't exactly go the way they wanted it to.
I told you quietly that Indiana fans were really treated Nebraska fans really, really poor.
Yeah.
Like that was the one where the Raiolas almost got into it, like right below me. And infamously, that was the funny Uber ride where it was seriously giving me Bone Collector taxi vibes. Have you seen the Bone Collector? Where
that's Morgan Freeman and
the other black guy. What is wrong with you?
Denzel Washington.
It's a Denzel movie.
This dude said Morgan Freeman.
Man, that's my bad.
Every day y'all go out.
Can you get the female?
It's Angelina Jolie, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Not Charlize Theron or I don't know.
They look a little different.
Anyway, he had all these lights.
Wasn't Samuel L. Jackson in a murder movie like that too? And it's about the same era. Am I thinking Seven?
Maybe.
Well, Morgan Freeman. Not Kiss
the Girls. Maybe.
I think maybe.
Along Came the Spider.
Oh, maybe I was thinking Along Came the Spider.
Yeah, I think that's more.
Bone Collector is the one where he's like in a hospital, right?
Yeah, like Lincoln Rhyme is a paraplegic.
Yeah, Denzel is like laid up.
See.
Okay.
Anyway,
sorry, my bad.
We had the crazy Lyft driver whose car lit up, and he had like 16 outlets, and we couldn't figure out what he was like plugged into. But anyway, Jess was making nice, and he's like, "Yeah, it's 5 a.m., man, and these people were drunk, so I've been busy." And she's just like making small talk, and man, the videographers were like, "What is going on?" So it just was bad. It was just a bad experience. Right now, Nebraska got their Keith. I have Keith Mann on the brain because he actually had a statement to the news yesterday, and I was shocked. So I was like, hey, let's bring my man Troy Dannon in today. Anyway, so I knew Indiana fans don't like Nebraskans. Like, for whatever the reason, it was just really, really harsh. You know who I didn't like Nebraskans in my DMs yesterday after our Minnesota cock?
Who?
Minnesotans.
They like us?
Do not.
Oh, yeah.
I was unaware. So I should have. Nah, I'm not even gonna get you started because we don't play them for a while. But I got full well like the nerve that we had talking about. I said, listen, what I'm gonna need you to do is go back and listen. I did not say that about Minnesota. My partner was reading an excerpt from something that was sent to me from somebody that is familiar with the program. Yeah. What my partner said was those things were hard to dispute on the surface. That's it. And he had a couple buddies get in. I was like, huh.
Is there any argument against that?
I felt like it's hard. It's hard to put. You did read it though, right?
Yeah, I read it verbatim.
Okay.
I added zero commentary.
For those that don't have context, it was just. He's like, DB, why? And what he's saying is Matt Rhule voice.
Yeah, and it's Matt Rhule voice. He was like, hey,
why are you worried about Minnesota?
Hey, DB.
It's like Augusta. No, I'm gonna get him on that one.
Why am I worried about Minnesota?
But anyway,
It looks like Augusta out there.
he was like and two of them, all three. They're basically that's why we don't like you guys. And I'm like,
because we can accurately read a roster.
Here's what I don't understand: has that always been a thing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I feel like I shouldn't say nice things about Minnesota anymore.
I mean, I never thought you should say nice things about Minnesota.
I think I've been defending Fleck from
have
a day oneer.
You've been defending Fleck, and he's a good football coach. Don't get me wrong. Rubs me the
I
wrong
felt like
way.
It was a little aggressive for 8 minutes of the show yesterday.
Also, we really didn't add any commentary.
No.
My only commentary was
by we you mean you.
Yes, I mean you added none in that particular context. Not saying you didn't add anything to the show.
I don't know what you do here.
No, but
I'm glad we're to the point where I can laugh that off.
Me too. This could be awkward otherwise.
A handful of years ago, that may have been a choke job.
But in that particular instance, I was the only one adding commentary, and all the commentary I had was, yeah, that's hard to dispute.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is. If I'm assuming, I fact checked most of it, but I'm assuming everything he said in there was true.
You know what? You know the funny thing about this.
The only thing you can make an argument is when he said they didn't replace their receivers or they didn't replace some of the guys with talented transfers. That's the only thing you can possibly.
I do like a couple of their receivers.
Yes.
I said from the jump, just because I got a guy up there, and they recruited our household pretty hard, so I just made some nice relationships and
you kind of appreciate how they go about their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say what we want. There's a lot of similarities between the
philosophically between Fleck and Rhule. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah, their personalities I think are very different.
But the process and what it takes and the repetitiveness of the message, there's a lot in there.
I think Rhule's got more upside personally.
No, listen.
But philosophically, I agree. I think there's a lot.
I'm not. If you don't knock it off, it's not take him or take the other guy. They have some similarities.
Yeah, I think so.
Just that's all I'm saying.
I think I'm
not reading any more into that other than they have some similarities.
I think they approach things a similar
in
way.
their process.
Yeah,
and their processes.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
fair. I don't know how you could have been successful the way he has at Minnesota if you didn't.
So what happens what happened was, I think, I'm not saying Coach Rhule won Vegas, but Coach Rhule did draw attention to Nebraska nationally again at Big Ten Media Days. And I think,
which is a win for Nebraska.
I think the national media is waiting to be all in on Nebraska. I did an interview with a writer yesterday. He's coming out with a piece in December. It's a good writer, ESPN. And before we got started on what the content was, he basically was talking about Matt Rhule. He's like, yeah, I've known him since his Temple days and this, that, and the other. And this particular individual said, he's like, hey, there's a lot of us in my sphere of influence that said, uh-oh, for the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Like, this may be home.
Yeah.
Given what he likes to do. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I'm not, he's like, I'm not BSing you. Like, we really thought, like, this is a thing.
This guy at this spot?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, with that, it was.
How often do you think people think that with a hire?
Well, there's two coaches within the Big Ten that thought that.
Well, I mean, I think Fleck has an appreciation for Nebraska.
There's a guy down in Iowa City that thought the same thing.
I think Minnesota fans may not, but I do think Fleck likes Nebraska, or at least Rhule.
Yeah.
It seems like most people like Rhule, frankly.
So, and it's not. So that's what we have to separate, at least for me.
The fans versus the coaches?
No, I fought this from day one. Like, oh, you just like him. No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I've just liked some other coaches. This isn't just like, oh man, I like you. No, there's a lot of things that I would take away from you that I want practical application for what I do. So I admire you.
Yeah.
Like it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's substance to it too. It's not just because we get along. I mean, some days we don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but I do understand the message. So I think we have to get past. And the only way for him to get past it is, and I hate to say it because this is what the low-hanging fruit pickers say.
Just win, baby.
You got to win.
Yeah.
That's how you go from,
oh, you just like him.
I like him. He says a lot of cool stuff to, this guy's a really good football coach. So but I'm separating that already because I already think he's a good football coach.
Yeah.
And I admire some of his personality traits. And that's a word I've used with him. Like, I'm not afraid to say that to him or out loud. Like, there are just some things that I admire. Like, just his ability. There's this myth. It's not a strong one. I just felt it kind of creeping in. Oh, I'm going to turn this offense over to Dana. I'm going to do this with Snow and Butler and these guys on the defensive side of the ball. And Eckler's got the special teams on lock. And, you know, he joked, hey, sometimes I was like, what do I do?
I would say part of the myth is him saying, when I walk into the building, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Watch him command practice.
Yeah.
Zero question. He knows what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what
I know.
I don't know what he's saying to us. He knows exactly what to do.
I think that's just I'm not taking credit for this thing.
And maybe.
That's how I took it.
And he is very good at that,
He's
right?
very deflecting.
Where he gets a compliment and he defers.
He's like, oh man, actually that was Kristen and Corey.
He gets a criticism and he absorbs.
Yes.
Right? Like
absolutely.
that's just kind of his general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Compliment, he deflects. Criticism, he absorbs.
That's one of the things I like about him.
Yeah.
Right? He's not a throw people under the bus guy.
So I think they will get to the point where we can cross over from, ooh, I like him, to, man, this guy's pretty good. You know, because what are the criticisms? Anytime you talk about what's happening in the offseason or, man, he's such and such and such and such against top. Like we get records, we get data, and what's hard to like get your mind around is when do you start counting coaching prowess? Because outside of a handful of guys like Urban Meyer, who have won almost from the jump, everywhere he's been, at a high level.
I mean, he made Bowling Green good,
right?
Yeah.
Like somebody had to have a jumping off point. Like when do you pick to fall in love with Saban's career? Or when do you pick to fall in love with Bear Bryant?
Probably not at Toledo with Saban, right?
How long was Bear over? Was he like 0 and Bear got off to a slow start, right? Or I mean Belichick. What career do you pick for Belichick?
Browns. You want his Browns career?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, at what point is it relative to where they are with the job?
Also, I'm not.
What do you have Bear?
Yeah, I'm bringing him up right now.
For some reason, he sticks in my head. And I could be, listen, it's soggy. My brain is a little wet. I could be off on Bear. Did Bear get off to a slow start?
At
that thing wet.
A&M, he was 1-9 his first year. He was pretty good at Kentucky. He was pretty good at Kentucky and Maryland before he took the A&M job. His first year at A&M, they were 1-9, and then they got going a little bit. And then he was pretty good. He was 5-4-1 his first year at Bama, and then
5-4,
and then they were pretty good after that. But I mean, there was some
damn junction boys.
There were some lean years at Bama too. I mean, he has a stretch where he goes 8-3, 6-5, 6-5-1, which is not great.
My point in saying that is like, there's just a handful of guys where you. Well, he's such an. We're using records against top tier programs at schools like Temple and Baylor.
Yes, and this is the thing I like. The context matters.
How did we get into this?
I don't know, it doesn't matter. The context matters here, right? Because.
Well, you gotta understand though.
Didn't affect my play. here's why the context matters, because they were only good at those programs for like 2 years, right? He took over. How many times do I have to say that? He took over two of the worst programs in college football. Temple was a bad program and a tough spot to turn around. Baylor may have been in one of the worst situations any college football coach
outside of Penn State
has ever taken over,
and maybe worse than Penn State.
So that's I'll argue you on Penn State.
I wouldn't fight over that.
The only one I know for sure is worse is SMU.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I know is definitely worse. After that, I actually think Penn State didn't have nearly as much attrition. They had worse PR. But they didn't have nearly as much attrition as Baylor did. He basically did not have a team when he took over. It was closer to the death penalty than it was to Penn State. It was.
I'm not going to argue with you.
And so the fact that by year 3 they're in double-digit wins, it's like, yeah, it's a miracle they beat anybody in the first year. It's a miracle they beat anybody in the second year. It took SMU 40 years to become relevant again.
After
the death penalty.
Pony excess?
Like, I think it's 35. Excuse me. I think it was 35 years till they made a bowl game. From the late 80s until 2010s-ish when I believe it was June Jones took over, the old Hawaii coach. He finally got him to a bowl game after.
How about that guy surviving that car accident?
Oof.
Shout out June Jones and his doctors.
But like when you go like, oh well, his career record is just around 500 and he's this and this. Like Baylor was like you weren't beating ranked teams in the first 2 years at Baylor or the first 2 years at Temple.
I understand.
And also, how many ranked teams you get to play at Temple? It's like the thing. I mean, I love Coach McDermott, right? He's done an incredible job at Creighton. Part of the reason he's got so many more ranked wins than anybody else in Creighton history is because he's played more ranked teams. And he's been good against them. Don't get me wrong. He's Dan Hurley's daddy. Like, he owns some of these guys.
You couldn't. I
had to.
Couldn't wait to sneak in a Hurley daddy reference.
I had to. Like, he's owned Dan Hurley, even when they're winning national titles. He's done really, really well. He owned Jay Wright to a certain extent in a way that other people didn't, really that nobody else did. Like, if you're trying to win a national title in the Big East, you better lose to Creighton first, because that's apparently how it goes.
You know, that's funny that you bring that up, because that's one of the main reasons, outside of he's just got a wide array of sports topic knowledge. That's one of the reasons why I want to talk to DeMarinis, because that's like the 4th or 5th time when he sent me that clip.
Yeah.
Of like winning programs and what winners do.
He's got a little bit of a man crush on Rhule.
Is it quiet? Well,
he's not gonna say it out loud, but I will.
Wow, did you just bust Rhule, Matty? You know, and
he's an Oregon football fan. He's not a Nebraska football fan.
No,
at all.
Well aware.
Not a Nebraska football fan.
So the fact that he caught me off guard.
The fact that he likes Rhule is interesting.
So what it made me realize in that moment as I'm listening to the clip that he sent me is he's a fan, or he likes the ideology, the philosophy behind how you win.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who is saying it.
Yeah.
It's what he gravitates towards.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that would be like me saying, man, I can't. Whew, I love the way the San Francisco Giants play.
You all right? You right there, bud?
Right? Like I'd have to just be enamored with the style and not the who for me to be able to say that.
Yeah.
It's probably not happening. I've grown to do it more. Like I can appreciate Texas's physicality.
You're really good at it at the high school level.
You're right. Yeah.
You're really good at it, at putting the teams and the whatever.
Yeah, I can put that aside.
And the loyalties and whatever. You're very good at the high school level because you're 4 kids in the state.
Yeah.
You're very good at being like, hey, I really like the way they play.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's us or not.
It doesn't matter if it's you. It doesn't matter if it's like North Platte after they gave it to you guys a few years ago. Like, you liked the way North Platte played.
Tamala's mental toughness.
I really like Tamala.
Poise.
You know, I'm not a Miller South fan, like Miller North guy. Like, but I like Tamala. Like, I think he does a really good job of what and I'm happy.
Marion Jackson's tough. Like, I
like Marion Jackson.
I can rock with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it's harder the higher up levels you get.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, because you're not rooting for kids anymore. especially like college and especially now people, I don't really care, but people like, oh, they get paid, whatever. Like it kind of separates it for them. But especially when you get to the pros, if there's people you don't like, it's really hard.
It's just hard. It's just the concept. But I'm a eat the meat, spit out the bones kind of guy to begin with.
Yeah.
Right. Like I can.
And I'm not.
But I think that's what makes this work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to me every day. You know what I mean? So it's like I can move past some things that I don't like. I know that drives you crazy. If I can pull out some substance.
You know when it drives me crazy is when I feel like it's to your detriment. That's when it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
When I don't feel like it hurts you at all, I'm just like, DB, that's a little stupid, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But there's times where I'm like, I feel like it's to your detriment that you keep giving this guy a chance. That's when it bothers me.
You have no idea how true that is currently.
I'm like that with everybody though. Like you can ride with whoever you want to ride with, and I'll be like, that's kind of dumb. They're annoying. Like I don't know what you see in them. But the minute it starts being to somebody I cares about detriment, I'm like, hey, we need to do better, bud. Like the meat is not worth the bones in this situation.
Wake up, DB. Wake up.
Just be like, hey.
Tyler's best bets on ESPN currently. What's that say, Ravi?
It says Lions win total under 10.5.
Ooh, somebody you know just said that. That doesn't have anything to do with anything.
No.
Wow. So maybe that's not a hot take from your boy.
It might not be. Or maybe it's a super hot take and there's just one guy that agrees with you. You never know.
Like a lot of kids, a lot of people don't want the rah-rah.
I guess we'll never know.
I keep thinking he's saying Wawa, like the chain down at Florida. Is he hitting at Wawas?
A lot of kids, a lot of people don't want the rah-rah.
I think he says raw-wah. I think he splits it down the middle.
God bless Jameis.
Maybe he had a deal with the Wawa people too.
Do you like my heads today?
Well, we got Coach Dana Holgerson,
who will take the podium.
And we got our guy, Yogurt Man, Troy Dannon,
who will be on full display on Saturday.
I got to ask you
with distribution.
I got to ask you a question about Saturday.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
He used the term where I almost tried to hug my television screen, and it would have been very difficult because it's well above my head, and it would be awkward given the shape of the television screen.
The one in your living room?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
My man said best practices. Do you know who uses the term best practices?
Smart people.
Well, educators. So I don't know if they're always smart, but educators use the term best practices.
Yeah.
What's worked? What historically works? What are some commonalities of things that we can actively control that will help us yield the best outcome?
I love best outcomes.
What can we actively do in the meantime that will help us yield the best outcomes?
You know, it's actually
novel concept, right?
Yeah, you know, it's actually really smart.
Just win games.
No bleep. Best practices. He's seen the distribution.
Just sell beer.
Like he's just gonna go all willy-nilly.
Like there's gonna be coolers out.
Hey.
It's like this is a kind of like serve yourself keg situation here. Just leave the money in the red Solo cup. Like it's not a frat party, guys. Like there's some stuff to do.
So I have two questions.
Yeah.
That are birthed from the Troy Dannon blurps.
Yeah.
And I have a tremendous amount of respect for him.
Absolutely.
Because I think he's very bright.
I do too.
And I like his flexibility, like in the moment. Like he doesn't get bogged down with the unknown, which is a skill set that I truly, truly admire. Because it's got some athletic, competitive components to it, right? Like it's a control what you can control. That's what it is. That's why I appreciate it in Rhule. That's why I appreciate it in Dan. It's like we don't get distracted by what we aren't or what we don't know or what we can't. Listen, how are we getting better? I love that. But here's the thing. So when he's talking about, two things were birthed, and one has nothing to do with the other. Okay? I'm just going to tell you how my mind works. So I need your help. I need our audience's help. Shane, I need your help. Do you agree with the sentiment that if you sell alcohol at a sporting event or a concert or an event as a whole, historically, does it encourage or minimize binge drinking beforehand?
I think it minimizes.
Shane?
I would go with minimize.
Okay, so if you're going to go see Black Sabbath, you're not slamming 2 Bud Lights before you go get a Mick Ultra?
No.
You're just not?
No.
Okay, so
here's the other part of the equation.
If you're going to see FSU Clemson, right, it's raucous and Talatrashy, right?
Don't gamble.
Are you slamming like 7 vodka seltzers before you go get your Purple Passion?
No.
Do most people? Be honest. Just keep it a buck.
If you're selling in the stadium?
Yeah.
No, I think people pregame, so they'll have a couple.
As they normally would.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't think they are binge drinking for the most part.
Do you think that that's the general consensus in your sphere of influence?
Yes. The people that I know that like to drink at events, and I don't a ton, I'll usually have if there's, like at a ball game, I'll have like a baseball game, I'll have a couple beers or whatever. But in general, the people I know that like drinking at events, if there is not alcohol at the events, they go harder beforehand. I know that for a fact. I've watched them.
All right. So like Golden Voice, ask Cactus Jack, man, he's going to see Tennessee and Nebraska at the Music City Bowl. No, we're going to Orlando. So we're in Orlando, and they have alcohol sales for the bowl.
What's in Orlando after our home playoff game?
I'm going to need you to knock it off. I told you, man. What kind of flowers do you like? Peonies, daisies, roses?
We'll go. My mom's name is Rose, so we'll go roses.
I will give you your flowers on site. On site, if you're right. Because
on which part? The 10 wins this year or playoff by 2026? Or both?
Both.
Okay.
Although we may have to pick something cheaper if we're going twice.
Okay.
I could pick dandelions like a mofo.
Well, dandelion's a weed, so I mean, you could go.
Hey, but you know what though?
What's that?
The weed lets you know where the evil lurks.
You could do like daffodils. I think that's the cheap one. I think that's
daffodils.
I think that's the cheapest one.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's a flower.
Daffodils?
Yeah,
that's a funny name.
It is a little funny name.
So okay, so we don't think people are just gonna like go slam a couple of beers and hottie toddies and for you pineapple spritzers and then go to a game.
Seltzer, not spritzer.
Whatever. Whatever.
Really prefer black cherry if it's an option, but it's fine.
Oh, really?
I like black cherry, yeah.
Interesting.
Pineapple's good too, though.
So black cherry is a thing, but I feel like black cherry is the flavor they put in the bulk because they can't get rid of it.
Oh, I don't know. I like black cherry.
So black cherry is never taken off like acai or pomegranate or
no.
Mango or sorry sucky blood orange. Like, who thought that was a good idea?
Blood orange? Yeah, I don't know. I'll take black cherry over blood orange.
No, as will I.
Yeah.
It's black. Shane, by the way, shout out to you for going to Black Sabbath concert.
Something about sweeter the juice. I don't know.
I need to work on my tan. I'm not quite dark enough. I got black sleeves though. Here's the other thing I want to know.
Yeah,
I really, really want to know this. Why, when distributors pack in bulk, like variety, okay? Why do they pack or do all the same flavors together? Like if it's an 18 pack or a 12 pack, I'm going to buy ice, right? Why do you put all the lemonades together, all the kiwi strawberries together, all the black cherries together? Like, why wouldn't you just go? Is it easier for mass distribution
to do packaging?
Because it's inconvenient.
I think it's a packaging situation.
Because when you roll out a variety pack, do you drink all of one? It's not like opening cereal at my house where I want you to have one box at a time.
Yeah.
So do you only have one flavor at a time?
No, generally not.
You'd mix and match, right?
Yeah.
So it's just harder to pack that way if you mix and match?
I think so.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
I also think they want you to buy more of it. So if you want different flavors, you're spending more money to get different flavors.
No, but like what I'm saying is, like, why put 6 lemonades together? Why not give me one of the lemonades, one of the peach mangoes, one of the strawberry kiwis.
Yeah, no, that's a packaging situation.
So you can't pack what's up and down
vertically?
Sure, but you have more than one, so there's depth. Column. That would be a column, correct?
Yeah.
Why can't you pack in a column versus in a row?
I think it's just the way the machines are set up, but I don't know. Would just be my guess.
You think I could get paid? I'm not smart. I know somebody that probably is. That I could teach you to load in columns.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's like manual though. It's like it's all happening with a machine, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. I don't. I mean, I'm just.
All right.
I'm not.
I don't know why. Do you know what made me think? This is the stupidest thing ever, but this is how my mind works. I was thinking of those people that are like fearful of like the binging before you enter the facility, just getting truckloads of like Mick Ultras and Bud Heavies, just like
here's the thing though, right? Because I do think the overconsumption is a concern about selling alcohol at any event, right? That's the big thing that's been
Liz with a burn. I mean, I don't have. Well, I kind of do. Blood orange is a real flavor. Wow, the more
blood oranges are a real thing. Yeah.
BD says, "Can you just open the box from a different side?" No, because if I open it from a different side, I could open it sideways.
See, so what we typically do.
But if I spin it around and go to the other side, then maybe I'll get all the strawberry lemonade. I mean, I admire the question.
Usually we just open the whole box, put everything in the fridge in whatever order we want. So that's our solution to that problem. But to your point about the binge drinking
Liz has got me shook. Blood orange is a natural flavor?
Yeah, blood orange is a real thing. Blood oranges are a
Somebody just
thing.
said squirrel. It's not hard with me.
Oh,
my man Caleb is back.
I think
OKC too?
I think you get
where has he been?
More binge drinking in a situation you don't have control over. That's the thing people forget about selling alcohol in a stadium. You can say, hey, only 2 at a time when you're going up to purchase. There's a natural weight just from the lines you're going to have to being able to get out of your seat, go get a drink, and then come back. There's a natural waiting period there as well. Not to mention, hopefully you will have less people trying to sneak things in on their own. Because I think that's a bigger problem maybe than even the binge drinking beforehand.
But okay, so
it's people sneaking in their own stuff.
But I mean, if you keep it a buck, right? It's people are doing that anyway.
Right now, yes, that's what I mean.
They'll still do that, right?
I would hope, and I actually, again, amongst the people I know and hang out with.
Were you getting ready to say amongst?
Yeah, amongst the people
I like you.
I know and hang out with.
Yeah.
They're less likely to go through the trouble of sneaking something in if they know there's alcohol there. Even if it's more expensive. It's
because you're not going to be the outlier.
And you're running a risk still that you get kicked out, that you're the one that's caught.
Do you believe the projected numbers? And the range is huge. $3 to $4 million per home game.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely believe that. I mean, I don't think he pulled him out of his ass. I think he
see. How many numbers are between 1 and 10?
Between?
Yes.
Or including?
Not including 1 and 10.
8?
Okay.
Okay.
Lots of other steps you could take to belittle me before going to 10. So I either think that 3 to 4 million is high, or he's pulling it out of his bunda.
I mean,
it's not even necessary. Do you think I think he's pulling it out of his bunda?
It wasn't really like a you so much, just
It's
as
fine.
like a general.
I need to change gears before you make me mad.
We can change gear with our guest here.
Oh, is my man ready? JC's ready?
Yeah, JC's ready.
We got our guy Jason Cole here. He's a author and Pro Football Hall of Fame selector. We're going to talk a little NFL. Jason, how are you this morning?
I am fantastic. How are you guys?
We're good. There's no real transition to start talking NFL. Although, Jason, let me ask you something. We're getting ready to start this phenomenon in Lincoln, Nebraska for home games at football, where we will, it is becoming a wet campus. They will sell alcohol in the venue, which is monumental in this state. In your sphere of influence.
Because what? Because what they could never find alcohol before a football game before?
No, we just
they could never sneak alcohol into the stadium.
Correct. I get it.
I mean, it's a whole new world. There's never been a drop of alcohol inside that stadium. Is that what we're saying?
We intimating that.
I digress.
Strong political influence. Now, you've seen a lot and pretty savvy. So maybe this isn't like your specific sphere of influence, but do you think, like, given the opportunity to sell alcohol in a venue, does it prohibit or spur on binge drinking ahead of time in your history?
Wow, that's a complicated. Yeah. Look, I'm not Freud. Okay, so come on, man.
But extremely funny. I'm looking for a little insight.
Well, I mean, alcohol is not like. I mean, I'm not saying I don't drink, but binge drinking not my thing. You know, I would just say, if you're binge drinking, that's generally an indicator of a much deeper problem. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
And I don't think it has I don't know that there's any correlation to football.
All right.
But I would say that if you're looking to increase the number of binge drinkers, adding alcohol at a stadium before a football game is a pretty strong method. Like, there's some math here that if I was to do some analytics on it, I think, yes, we would get more binge drinking this way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with a little bit of a smoother segue, how many drinks would I need to have, Jason, as a Steelers fan, to be convinced that this Tomlin, Rodgers, Metcalf new era with Khan year 2.5 is going to work in 2025?
Well, you might consider the binge drinking at this point.
Ouch.
Sorry. No, look, you guys set that one up.
I know. I see it.
Okay. Yeah. No, look, I just don't think it's going to work because I just don't think Aaron's that into this anymore. And now he has some good reasons. You know, he got married. Wasn't, you know, being a football practice wasn't a priority for him at age 41, having gotten married for the first time. And I get that. But he hasn't really been engaged in the whole full-time activity for a few years now, right? So I watched this happen with Dan Marino. I watched it happen with other quarterbacks, where as soon as you detach from it at any level, it starts to unravel. And yeah, Rodgers has gotten hurt, and that was a big problem. But, like, they weren't really functional until the second half of last year. He wasn't functional until the second half. And I put a lot of that down to he wasn't working at it every day a year ago at this time, or off-season ago, I should say. And he didn't work at it this off-season either with another whole set of new teammates. I mean, there's a level of orchestration that goes with playing this sport that you have to work at to make it possible. And so I just have my doubts. On the flip side of this, I hope it works.
Right.
I hope he goes out really strong. I hope that, you know, I like Mike Tomlin. I like Omar Khan. I think that Aaron's really interesting. I'm not sure how much I like him. I think DK Metcalf is a monster of a receiver. They're all guys that you want to see people do well. But when you do the calculus on will it work? Yeah, go back to the binge drinking.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, we'll get my binge drinking question out of the way as well, I guess. With all the turnover the 49ers have had over the offseason, are you buying a resurgence from the season from hell they had last year where everybody got injured? It seemed like they got really old overnight, and they kind of tried to restock this year. Are you buying them bouncing back this year, or you think it's going to take a minute?
Well, I think that they're going to be better than last year, and they screwed up some games early in the season, and then they started to look really old as the injuries started to pile up. So, I still think Kyle Shanahan's a great play caller and a great, you know, deviser of schemes that, you know, put you in games. Is he a great second half guy? You know, we can have that debate, you know, ad infinitum. All right. He's not a great comeback coach. he doesn't have a team that's built for it. All those kinds of things. There are criticisms of Kyle Shanahan you can make, but overall, I would take him in a heartbeat over all but probably 3 or 4 coaches in this league. So I like him. I like Purdy as a quarterback, not necessarily as, I'm not trying to put him in the top 5 or 6 in the league, but I think he's somewhere in the, in that second half of the top 10 down to 15, where if things are healthy around him, he's functional. I think that getting rid of Deebo Samuel was a move they had to make because Deebo just wasn't taking care of himself. Big question is Ayuk. I think that the second-year kid out of Florida is really good. But that offensive line, they haven't invested in it other than Trent Williams, and Trent's hitting that age where it starts to all fall apart. So you hope that he can put it back together, but there ain't a lot of talent outside of him. And so they have to trick it up a little bit with him, and he has to be healthy, and they have to trick it up. So it's a tough combination. It's a tough balance. Like if one thing goes wrong, it all kind of falls apart. Like you lose McCaffrey, you're really losing not just your best runner, but you're probably your second best receiver. You're the one you trust the second most.
I got a 2-1 here, but I want to set it up with what your thoughts are on the quarterback class. When it's all said and done, and it's 7, 8, 9 years from now, in your opinion, who's the best quarterback in the 2024 draft class?
2024. So
yeah, that's May, Daniels, Penix, McCarthy, Nix.
May, Daniels, Penix,
Williams,
Caleb Williams.
It's gonna be Jaden Daniels. I mean, he can really play. I think May is probably second on that list. Penix is interesting because I think he's going to be really good. I don't know that he's going to survive to year 8 or 9 because his knees are so badly damaged and he can't really move. So you wonder what kind of player is he going to turn into, if that makes sense. But I like Penix a lot. Nix, okay, we'll see. It's interesting. It's fun. It's still a little bit of kind of wild hair. I just feel like there should be a Bo Nix drinking game of some kind to get back to the theme of this whole segment about every wild thing that he does. Like that should be a shot like that.
So let me ask you something, Jason, because
people are going to think that I'm just like I wake up, like taking shots at Jack, and I'm like Red Label or something like that. It's just bad, man. I really don't drink.
Oh well, here it is.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Listen, we're like kindred spirits because a lot of times in our opening segments, people felt like I just had some Casamigos or some Clase Azul tequila chilled. So we got that together. Let me ask you something though, especially in the division. He was 20 touchdowns, 6 picks. 63% completion, 3,600 yards. He was sacked a ton. He's off script. He gets a new offensive coordinator as his head coach in Ben Johnson. I asked this a couple weeks ago to my partner. Why are we so hard on Caleb Williams, given the rookie year wasn't horrible, and he has a ton of talent? Why are we so dismissive of Caleb Williams?
Because he has a high wussy factor. He really does.
Did you just drop wussy?
Yeah, I just said wussy. I just said he has a high, he just has a high wussy factor. And it's it's the fingernails, it's the crying on the sideline with your mom, it's the, your dad is too involved. You won't talk after games when you lose at USC. You throw tantrums. Dude, you. And the other thing is, you just hold the ball way too long, and you hang your offensive lineman out to dry. From a functional football standpoint, like Ben Johnson should just say, 1, 2, 3, ball gone. 1, 2, 3, ball gone. Let's get rid of it. Get it out of your hands. You're not Superman in this league. You're really talented, but stop trying to throw off your back foot because that doesn't work here. He killed his offensive lineman. And I say that having, I just went on a diatribe lacing into him, but he's freaking talented. Like, he's good. Like, if you were playing 7-on-7 and there were no guys around him, he was just sitting there throwing it to receivers running patterns. He can deliver. I mean, he's seriously talented. But there is a factor that goes into being a quarterback, which is a really high standard of you better be a tough guy, and you better be.
Is it intensified in Chicago? Is that sentiment?
Yeah, of course
okay.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a football city. And it's a cold weather, gritty, nasty place. Okay. And they expect football to be tough guy football. That's what they do. So yeah, like, it's like playing quarterback in Pittsburgh is like that. Playing quarterback, the places you can be a pretty boy quarterback are LA and Dallas and Miami. Like, those are the cities. And I lived in Miami. I grew up in LA. I lived in Miami. I've been to Dallas enough times. You can be a pretty boy quarterback. And it's okay. Like, they'll cut you some slack. But you go to, like, Midwest towns, coal mining towns. Not that Chicago's a coal mining town.
The Rust Belt areas, the Clevelands. I get it.
You go to that Rust Belt, it's like, no, we grew up hitting each other in the mouth. Not that that's a healthy thing, but that's what they did, right? And that's how they expect football to be played. So, yeah, Caleb is not that guy. Caleb plays pretty boy football, and that whole offense that they play out there under Lincoln Riley is such a BS offense. Wow. It's total crap. I hate that offense. I hate the way that it plays. It doesn't teach tough guy football. It doesn't teach get rid of the ball. It doesn't teach throw on time. It's just, we're going to recruit better athletes than you have, and we'll take advantage of whoever your weakest cornerback is while we play out of, 2-point stance.
I hope you're right on the 21st when they come to town against Nebraska.
If you got people who can hit people in the mouth, I mean, I don't know what kind of athletes you guys have right now. Haven't had a whole lot of them in the last 20 years, but
wow.
Yeah. Well, hey, it is what it is, man. You guys say what it is.
I love your consistency, though. I tell our guys, our co-hosts, I said, you better ask some good questions, man, because Jason doesn't pull any punches, man. You better be pretty secure.
Man, come on. I mean, look, Nebraska football, like, that's history, man. But, like, the days of Tom going and paying some guys to get athletes in, those are long gone, man. Like, it's just, like, wow. That's just not. It's not the same. It's not the same anymore, man.
All right,
I mean, you used to be Lawrence Phillips, man, and now look at you.
All right, listen. That would hurt. Let me.
It's true that you know I'm right, though. You know I'm right.
Let me ask you something. These next 4 or 5 minutes, we've got you. If a team's going to come back to the pack from a year ago, who's the more likely candidate, Minnesota or the Rams?
Oh, Minnesota.
Because of McCarthy?
Well, you don't know what McCarthy is, right? You know that Matt Stafford will make you a competitive team. You're going to put enough guys around him because he's going to ball out, and because he doesn't care anymore about how big the defensive linemen are. He doesn't, he's seen everything that you can possibly throw at him. He almost beat Philadelphia basically by himself last year. Mm-hmm. Like, that was a really, really good game, right? And that's as tough as anybody played Philly last year. I mean, there were some games that Philly lost, obviously, but like, in a high pressure situation, that was as much as the Eagles had to handle all year, and he did it. And they were, playing it pretty well peaked. Minnesota, look, you start with the quarterback, and then they win a lot of close games, and part of that is coaching. Give them credit. O'Connell does a really good job of gaming up situations, but they're also just as likely to go the other direction, which is what they did 2 years ago. So I like the talent in Minnesota. I probably like the talent overall a little bit better in Minnesota. I think Javon Hargrave is a prime comeback guy to return to what he was 3 years ago in Philly. But can McCarthy play? Like, we've never seen him have to throw 35, 40 passes. And that's what they're going to do, because that's what they like to do.
Jason, more likely, speaking of the Eagles and then the other team they played in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs, more likely to be challenged by somebody in their own division, Kansas City and the Chargers, or the Eagles and the Commanders?
I'm not quite following. What do you mean,
within their own division?
The Commanders.
Who's more likely to get challenged within their own division? The Eagles with the Commanders nipping at their heels, or the Chiefs with the Chargers?
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Because Philly's more talented overall, right? Mm-hmm. And they've got ingredients. But Mahomes,
he's got to be on the vengeance tour, doesn't he? If you're Mahomes.
No,
I think he hears the rumblings, right? Is Burrow the guy? Like, I think he feels that people. You don't think so?
No, I think he knows he's the dude, man. He knows it. I'm sorry, he's the dude. It's like, it's down and out in Beverly Hills. He's the dude. But see, the thing about it is, I think that Mahomes last year did such an amazing job of making up for what was a horrible offensive line by the end of the year, mm-hmm. and making it work. He and Reed were in sync so well, and they were able to adjust the things that they do. That I like that. With Jalen Hurts, Jalen has to have everything be perfect around him. And if it is, then they're still the preeminent team, right? They're better than Washington. Mm-hmm. But if it gets messed up a little bit, Jalen has less room for changing up his style of play. And so I always come back to who's got the better coach and the better quarterback, and that's going to be Kansas City. And I also don't think the Chargers, despite Jim Harbaugh and all his really weird affection for Justin Herbert, like, it's getting a little bit kind of out there. And despite that, I just don't trust that team. I think they're going to play tough guy football. I like the kind of football that they're going to play. It's not going to be pretty football, but there's an ingredient missing from them at this moment. And maybe Harbaugh will get it, because he certainly has done it everywhere he's been. But it did take him a while at Michigan before he finally figured it out. And I think it might take a while with the Chargers to figure it out.
That's our guy, Jason Cole. Jason,
appreciate you sneaking us in before the meeting, Jason.
Great stuff as always.
I got to get a couple shots in before the meeting.
That's Jason Cole, Pro Football Hall of Fame selector and author. If you didn't know, you need to have your seatbelt fastened for a Jason Cole interview. You also need to have
that was a little different. I think Baker's pretty tough. He played for Lincoln.
He did. He might be the only one, though.
Oh, so you're on that train.
I mean, there is a lot of pretty guy football that comes out of USC and Oklahoma. If you didn't have your seatbelt fastened for that, you better have your seatbelt fastened in the car. It prevents injuries and saves lives. Only informed properly. Make it click. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We'll be back to unpack some of what Jason laid down there on us. Hear more on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Well, I always have confidence in our players. And, the last thing our players need is for me to say they're not going to be good. They hear that enough. So I think they're going to be really good. And we've trained them. I know everybody wants us to, in the world, not you guys, but just in the world, it's always like, we'll go get this guy in the portal, get this big recruit. But, we want all those guys, don't get me wrong. But, they come in at 18, and we want them to play when they're, unless they're ready early, but 20, 21. And so I've just seen them lift. I've seen them run. I've seen them grow. And I think the only thing that's going to limit them is their own brains. Now, depth-wise, I think we have a bunch of guys that are really talented guys. Sometimes I don't think they know that they're that good. You know, I think when I say that good, I don't think they know yet. Can I do it? You know, at the end of the day, you know, expectation sometimes is the one thing that can either buoy us or hold us back. And so, you know, our D-line's heard a lot all year that, you know, I don't know how good they're going to be, how they replace Ty. It's hard to replace Ty Robinson. Ty Robinson, even in the NFL draft, he didn't get nearly enough credit for what he can do. He's going to be, I mean, you hear all the reports out of Philadelphia about him, like, I mean, I told everybody that, like, every scout that came in, I said, I'm just telling you. And so I believe he'll be a great pro. So that's lofty to live up to, but we got guys who can do it. And so I have nothing but high expectations for our guys. I expect them to be really good. And if they expect it to, then we'll get there.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, no, it definitely has not fully sunk in. There have been a lot of opportunities for me to reflect, but honestly, I'm just trying to live in the moment. I think I just want to play free, honestly. I've had a few conversations with the staff that I don't really care for the accolades. I feel like, you know, All-American and even like the national championship, like those things it's just a product versus the actual journey is where the joy is at. And yeah, I just want to enjoy it. And I have a lot of growth I need to do. So I just feel like the way that I'm approaching the gym now is I'm thinking long term and how I can just be of service to my teammates, you know, regardless of the moment or what role I'm needed. I want to be able to serve that and serve it well. But yeah, I don't think it's fully sunken in. I've had like a few conversations. I'm like, oh, wow. So.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful that I believe it's Judge Wilkin that they grandfathered in the players. I mean, you know, I don't know how I could have told some of these guys like, hey, you know, you're not on the team. I mean, just as I've told you guys, we had guys who said, hey, you know, no matter what, I'm going to be here, and so they pay the same price. You know, when you think about it, I mean, they're paying to go to school to go out there and do all that stuff. So I'm glad they're out there, and a lot of them are, you know, good players, and they're developing into good players. So, and then it allows us to have, you know, a lot of competition, allows us to have 3 groups, sometimes maybe 4 groups. We'll have some injuries as we go. There'll be attrition, and have guys that can step in and give reps, I think is really important. So even in the NFL, like, you know, they have smaller, they have 90-man roster, but you can still practice against other teams. You still have preseason games, right? So to get to 105, you know, I've done it before at Baylor, but just having a couple more guys here, I think, really helps our practice flow and allows for more competition.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla, reminding you that the Pinnacle Bank Championship presented by Woodhouse is right around the corner. Make sure you get your tickets at thepinnaclebankchampionship.com. That's a week from today. We're getting started. Make sure you get out there. Even if you're not a huge golf fan, there's plenty to do. It's a great way to spend a couple days outside in Omaha, Nebraska to end your summer. And if you are a big golf fan, we've seen future pros like Scotty Scheffler played this event. You know, this is a big deal here. Make sure you get out, whether you like golf or you just like being outside and having a couple beverages.
Although don't binge.
ThePinnacleBankChampionship.com. Get your tickets.
They have drinks out there.
They
That was
do.
my guy Jim. I was very sad I missed him.
He was good.
He's always good.
Jim's terrific. We love Jim. We did find out that
was he on the phone or did he Zoom?
Phone.
He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, apparently he's very popular with a certain demographic.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. I could have told you that. And I'm,
but apparently this is what I learned. I was very sad.
How did you figure that? Like, did that come up?
Somebody has mentioned that to me before.
Oh yeah,
I've met him.
He's a stud.
I've met him out there last year when we were out there. He came and sat with us. But
you know what sent me over the top? With
what's
him?
that?
He coaches his kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he's interested in being a good coach.
Do you know why I like him?
Because he's nice to you.
Because
he's one of the few.
Because he used to bring his dog out to the course.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said
he's dog got banned though. Well, not banned, but he doesn't bring him anymore.
He runs the show. Who's going to tell Jim what to do?
I guess he ran off the course a few times.
Oh.
And so I don't think he was banned. I think he chose not to bring him anymore because
it's like, yeah, I just can't trust you.
Exactly. He was going rogue a little bit.
All right. See, that's why you need to advertise with us because you always get a little extra because we like how would you like to be Dingman's? I mean, talk about bang for your buck.
You love Dingman's. I love Dingman's. Shane loved Dingman's.
No, they fixed the vehicle.
I need to go.
Or twice.
I need to go in there.
3.
Somebody popped me in a parking lot. You see that on my front bumper there?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I had one of those.
I need to go.
And I know exactly the grocery store, but I didn't feel like asking for cameras.
I was at the mall.
Were you?
Yeah. Unhappy about it.
Yeah, people are idiots.
No note, nothing.
I didn't get one either.
It
was above my wheel well, and I was like,
just leave a little note, buddy.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to be mad at you? No, I'm mad at you now.
I was mad at myself because it was like 96. So I parked closer than I know because I don't mind the walk.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to take the first available opening unless I'm buying ice.
There was not a lot of people at this particular establishment I was at, so it felt unnecessary.
Oh.
Felt like you
doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
I saw my fave across the way, Lucy, over at Costco.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where were you getting
got
at
a
Costco?
hug. I've never seen her check out. She's usually in the self checkout because we're fairly
self-sufficient.
Needy. No.
Oh.
Needy. Hey, can you scan the big items? I don't really want to lift these out. Can you use your beeper?
That's what they're supposed to do.
No, they're very selective now. They're not just going to do any old thing in there.
Which one do you over here?
Yeah.
At the other one, they're like hawks.
This is the goat one right here, though.
That's fine, but the other one's literally next to my house.
Dodge? 130?
Yeah.
32?
Because
that's the one I would take my mom to.
The one over, yeah, that's much closer to her house.
But we were disappointed in the customer service.
See, it's funny you say that because
it's not funny.
It's ironic that you say that because at the checkout line, at the self-checkout, when we're over there, man, they descend to get the big items. Like, I don't even have to ask. They're just like, pop, 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 pop. Got them.
No, they get okay, so let me clarify.
Okay.
If it's underneath the cart or a biggin, yeah, they do get it.
Yeah.
But it's the whole, if it's convenient, just get them all.
You just want them to scan all your stuff?
I wouldn't say that. But I would like a little delineation between what's a biggin and what isn't.
I think it's anything that's heavy or hard to get out of the cart.
Oh, all right. So what about 175 milliliters of Kirkland? Should they get that out of the out of the basket?
No, I think you need to do that yourself.
Oh, that's hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's just an example.
So yesterday this is so deep.
Is this a Costco?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a senior retreat for football, and we had to get some goods.
When you say senior retreat, I immediately think of old people. Like, I just think of you taking a bunch of old people out on a picnic.
No.
So like DB in the park with the 80-year-olds.
Now, I fought this from the get-go.
Yeah.
But I'm the Costco guy,
Mm-hmm.
so I was dubbed with getting the credit card and going to Costco. One thing I have never purchased at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
I make fun of you for eating them.
Pop-Tarts.
Close. It's the worst thing I've given you a hard time about.
Oh, Uncrustables. You get so mad about the Uncrustables.
Correct. Okay. But we needed a fair amount. I have no idea where they are.
Oh, they're in the freezer section.
Well, duh.
You could have called me. I got you.
So I must have missed it like 6 times.
They're next to breakfast, so it's in a weird spot.
So I was getting ready to call it good.
Yeah.
I was already up by the self-checkout. I was like,
sorry, losers, you don't get any Uncrustables.
Because I didn't want to have to worry about putting them in the freezer anyway. I'm like, I don't have the freezer space. I guess I could take them to Jernigan's. But anyway, that's too much info. So I was walking real fast, and I'm getting ready to check out, and I see a couple. The little dude's got on Nebraska gear. The wifey's got on a Husker gear.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude's got on the old school tie-dyed Herbie Husker red shirt.
Oh, okay.
So you know me. I'm thinking quick. I'm on my feet. I'm like, hey. It's all in the T-shirts. If you think I'm weird and tell me to want to go fly a kite, go ahead. I have no idea where the Uncrustables are. You have a little kid. Do you buy Uncrustables? God is my witness. That's exactly what I said. Dude said, hi. I think his name is Brandon. Brandon or Brett. He goes, hey. His wife chimed in. They're back there in the corner of the freezer section. And I was like, man, I knew I could count on some Husker fans. And I bolted. I was so far away from where I needed to be. It was like flipping Magellan not having a compass. I was like, I'd have been in here for the rest. I'm over here down by the nuts and freaking beef jerky because you can't just keep them at room temp.
Oh, no, they're not shelf stable.
Well, that should tell you. I don't put my bread in the fridge. I don't put my peanut butter in the fridge. Like,
do you put your jelly in the fridge?
Yeah, although I would prefer not to.
You should.
Why? You go to flipping Village Inn and they got the little bins and they're in the butter thing. They're in the fridge.
Because they're sealed.
You're sealed.
Open it. You can keep it on the
Where's
shelf.
Belinda Carla? My lips are sealed. You need to zip it. What does that have to do with it?
Once it's like salsa, like refrigerate after opening. Once the seal is broken, you know how canning works, right?
See, 1 and 10. 8 numbers in between.
You take out all the air so it's not going to go bad. Once you break that seal, the air is then allowed to get into that and it can go bad. Then you have to refrigerate it to slow down the growth of the bacteria. That's
I don't see Damon canning anytime soon.
Although I do eat Kipper snacks.
Yeah.
But I don't can myself. Who cans?
Old people. On your seniors retreat, you probably have talked to them about it.
So anyway, I took a leap of faith and they hooked me up. So
Yeah.
shout out that family.
Shout out Husker fans.
Yeah, the old school Herbie.
Better people make better Huskers.
I could have sworn he had like...
He was doing like a Black Power Herbie? Because that's probably not it. What is this?
Freaking bats.
I didn't do this. Again, 1 and 10. What is wrong with you? Yeah, Black Power Herbie.
He's like, he's Herbie Huskers, not John Carlos. What are we doing?
This dude.
What
Every
else,
day.
What else am I supposed to mean? What else does this mean?
Because that's how the picture looked.
He's holding up a 1. He's going number 1.
Was it a 1?
Always. There's a few basketball shirts where he's doing like a 3 or a 3. I don't remember which one he is.
What are you, a Herbie Husker aficionado?
I like gear. What do you want me to do? I like gear.
I don't like the way you talk to me.
Every day y'all go out on the road.
Black Power Herbie. Okay. Did he have the glove on too?
A lot of kids, like a lot of people don't want the rah-rah.
It's fine.
My bad.
It's fine.
My bad.
What was your stupid, ridiculous question about?
It was actually a really nice and kind question. I thought.
Okay. What is it about Saturday and the fan day experience?
Well, so I was going to buy a ticket.
He said, I've done canning. Takes forever to do. Why do I believe you, Wyatt? Why do you not strike me as a dude? So is canning the same thing as putting him in a mason jar?
Yes, it's called canning.
Oh, Jay does that.
But it's only canning if you actually like use I don't know what they use exactly, but to suck the air out of the
yeah.
That's canning. Yeah.
Okay.
Some people, usually you have like the little.
Did I tell you a couple years ago when we had like 712 jars of salsa?
Oh yeah.
A
lot of people do it with salsa if they like grow tomatoes and stuff.
I think the new one is either pickles or cucumbers. Ooh. Or pickles into cucumbers.
Probably pickles into cucumbers.
All right, listen.
I don't know.
Whistles on by.
That's totally on me. Anyway, so I had a question about Saturday because I'm going to buy a ticket. Just like a normal fan.
I am too.
I
don't even want to go.
Why don't you want to go?
I feel guilty because last time.
I mean, I know you get to watch practice all the time, but the rest of us don't.
Oh my God! Do you live in my household?
Hey, I'm.
Well,
I was just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I'm super happy.
1, 10.
That was like a 6.
Was it?
That was like a
Fudge.
7 tops.
Dude, that was so hard. I knocked my head.
You okay? That gives sound like it hurt.
It could have been your head in the middle of that.
I don't think you do that to me.
No. We're out. Do you know the reason I bought a ticket other than guilt?
Why?
Because Coach Rhule said last year, well, Julie Rule's going to buy a ticket. She's not doing preferential. She's going to support 1890 and what we're trying to do at the collective. So then guilt crept in.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it. I could have just used the whole media thing. Although Kyle learns in a hurry.
Yeah.
Crooks. Because we had practice the other day, and Keith gave me a red media credential. I'm like, fudge. I have 3 of these. Like, one color's for this, one color's for that, one color's for this. And I mean, right away, Kyle picked up on it. He goes, why would you use the media? That gives you the least amount of access. I was like, yeah, exactly. See how they do me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't do anything with this thing on.
Yeah.
Except I had to go into the press conference to get him out.
Mm-hmm.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, please let this man not think I'm interrupting his press conference. I just need to get this guy out of here.
Okay.
Get to the chopper!
We'd been waiting on him for an hour.
Just need to get this dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Pictures were supposed to be at 12. Ended up being like 12:40.
Go Big Red.
Okay, whatever, coach. Anyway, what's the question?
So do you know where you're gonna sit? Do you know like what section you're gonna? Because there's a few different options. For
Because you sat with me last year, you want to sit with me again?
I mean, if you don't mind, that's what it was. A nice question. I wanted to hang out with my friend while we watched
I
football
will
together.
sit in West Stadium.
Okay, that's what I was planning on.
Yeah, I'll be in the same spot.
Okay,
roughly the fewest pocket of people.
Yeah, you're trying to find a corner.
Correct.
Okay.
Although we'll see how they break it down in terms of who's where. Last year was where I obviously found Mekhi Nelson, so I'm gonna see what I can find this year.
Yeah.
Who'd you run into? Keona? Was that your guy?
Yeah, Keona was the one. Because I was right in front of us. They were doing all the line drills. So I started over because I came in as media last year, and I started over on the side where they were letting media.
You started on the north end and worked your way down to the south?
Yeah. And so I was watching running back drills early, and then some of the quarterbacks early. And then I moved over to where you were, and the line was right in front of us. And that's where I was like, oh, Teddy's not even working with the ones, which I thought was interesting at the time.
Who are you, Michael Severe?
What?
Oh man, just nothing.
You know, it was hard.
He wasn't with the ones last year, and so I was like, oh, that's interesting. And that's when
coming out with the first group.
That's Weishman last year when he ended up getting hurt and people were losing their minds. I was like, guys, he wasn't even working with the ones. So like, I get it's not ideal, but we're kind of freaking out here a little bit.
Yeah.
We're doing a similar thing right now with a rumored injury, but that's fine.
Are you excited about a 6:30 practice?
Not really, because I'm gonna have to leave during rush hour.
Why? What's on?
No, I mean I'm gonna have to
leave for there. It's a Saturday. What's rush hour?
Oh yeah, I was thinking Friday for some reason. I don't know why.
Isn't that special?
Well, you know, it's Omaha. It's always rush hour now.
Nah.
I wonder what they're gonna put on display.
Like what they're gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you feel like it was cool last year. They actually did some stuff, I thought.
Yeah. Do you need the PA or you don't need the PA?
No, I don't. I'd prefer. I mean, I wasn't even listening. I forgot there was a PA last year. Like I wasn't paying attention to it at all. I was just watching. So I ended up watching because I know you were watching one-on-ones with the wide receivers and D-backs, which was on the other defensive backs. D-backs. Backs, not bags. You know, because sometimes linemen use the bags, right? Defensive backs.
Thank you for enunciation.
Yeah, that's my bad. I know, and they were kind of on the other half from us, but you had a pretty good
I
angle.
was not enamored with that. I don't know. Maybe it was because I didn't want to watch my own kid.
Yeah, I mean, you were watching it.
I mean, kinda, but I was on the other end.
I know. It wasn't
so
a bad.
It
wasn't a bad.
It was as far away from me as it could be.
It was as far away, but it wasn't a bad angle to watch it. You actually got a pretty good view of it.
Yeah.
It was kind of the end zone view almost.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a pretty good idea. You could get a pretty good idea of what was going on.
Man, I wish I could see the practice plan because I don't want to go, but I got chastised by Lob for not saying goodbye the last time. So I did the U-turn on 27th Street to come back and dap him up in the parking lot. Which, listen, as a dad, I'll take that
over the other
every day that ends in Y.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate the lecture on why didn't I think he would want to talk to me, which is fine. He's a bright kid. He can say not what he wants, but can kind of say what he wants.
Yeah.
So I feel like if everybody else goes and I don't, I mean, bad dad.
I mean, that seems a little aggressive, but I wouldn't go full bad dad.
A little aggressive?
It's a bad look.
Again, have we not been paying attention to the whole personal life? I've heard a lot worse.
Okay.
No,
I think it's, if you're the only one that doesn't show, it might be a little bit of a bad look.
All right. What do you got, Headley? He will join you. Yeah. Hey, come. Yeah. So you know me. I don't think I know you unless you pull the old ta-da, it's me. Yeah, come say hello. People do that a lot.
Yeah.
My favorite is when people say, hey, front runner. I was like, that's weird. That's weird. But it's cool.
I like it
people
when,
like that.
I do like it when people identify themselves. It's like, oh, hey, I'm Stank Nooner.
Can you imagine being a random sitting next to me and be like, what?
Wait, what?
Oh, never mind. You just had to be there. Yeah. So I will West Side it. Probably.
That makes sense. West Side.
Yeah. See how naturally I can do that? It's what happens when you have S-shaped fingers.
You're like my guy Jamie. He's got to eat those W's.
What a weirdo.
He's a strange guy.
I hope. I just want to see because pads will go on. I can't even speculate.
The ball is still
there. He is.
Stank was in this sport.
Stank.
What if he just came in on his bike? So he can jump the stadium like Fonz? That would be far.
That would be far.
Did you catch my guy TC or Bud saying that his dream is to fight at Memorial Stadium?
Oh yeah, he's said that for a couple years now.
Yeah,
I would love that. That'd be incredible.
$93K.
Let's do it.
Then some. He'd get 100 because of seating.
Because you can put it on the field.
Probably pull that off.
Troy, let's do it.
Well, he'd have needed a Canelo. No, actually, he probably would.
He probably doesn't.
Not Nebraska.
In
not
Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
And let's be honest, no one the level of Canelo is coming to that hornet's nest.
No.
Not a chance.
No.
Unless you're like, hey, you get 100% of the gate.
Oh, talk about mercy me.
I know.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big number.
You get paid. No, this one's a big number.
Yeah, I know. But that's the TV. I'm saying the actual.
How do you not ride off into the sunset?
If you win, or either.
I mean, that's a lot of bread.
I think he's gonna win, but if he doesn't, there's no way it's his last fight.
Let's check out the current odds on my man.
He's a dog.
Oh no.
I'm just saying. I don't remember what the odds are. I know he's the dog. What do you want me to do here?
See, it's just the. Hopefully, Severe isn't listening. Your tone sucks. I know he gets mad at me when I say that. Who worries about tone?
Normal people, Severe.
It's important. Oh, it has come down.
What are we at now?
So when I first told you, it opened minus 185 for Saul.
Which I
saw it minus 200, 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
It is currently minus 165. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Your very own Terrence Crawford is down to a plus 135.
Oh, you did.
That's short plus money.
That is very short plus money.
They
need to move the rounds, which right now is set at 10.5. The longer it goes, the more it favors TC. Do you know why not? Like, this is weird.
Because Crawford's the better boxer.
Correct.
So, like, if the power and size of Canelo doesn't get to him,
to take under 10.5 rounds.
Yeah,
you're basically
under. You're saying it's a Canelo knockout.
What do you think it costs? What are you going to get back?
I would guess most people think Canelo's going to knock him out because, like Commons, I would think.
I'm trying to help you out.
Okay, you say no on that. So you're getting plus money.
How much plus money?
I would guess it's about the same as a Canelo win. So I'll say a little higher, plus 180.
It's incredible. It is plus 280 to take under 10.5 rounds. It is conversely minus 380 to take over 10.5.
So they think it's going. They basically think it's going the distance.
3-1, almost 4-1 to take the over.
Yeah, but at that aggressive, they're basically saying like we think this
you
is
paying
going...
$40 to get 10 back?
No,
me neither.
Absolutely not.
Would you pay 10 to get 28?
Maybe.
Just on a flyer?
Yeah. 3-1 is a pretty good payout.
Yeah. What's the number for Saturday?
What's the number?
Will it be heightened as Coach Holgerson takes the mic today?
Ooh, maybe.
I don't know if he's going to give you any fluff.
You think it's more or less than last year?
He's a pretty strict. Last year I was a little disappointed.
I was too.
Last year I was a little, but it is. I'm not going to kid you.
I thought we'd do better.
It's expensive. If you want West,
it's $30.
If you want West,
for
it's
West,
31
for West Club, which is probably what I was going to do.
So you just wait until the last minute, or you didn't feel like you need to get while the getting's good?
I didn't think it was going to sell out because of last year.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I thought we'd be looking at basically half full stadium.
I have a question.
Like 40,
I need
45.
somebody 888-638-4876 or in the stream since we have
Islands in though.
A ton. Is a long day. Is it considered a long day to go to fan day and practice?
So I'm not going to go.
Is that considered a long day?
I would consider it a long day. Because here's the other thing you have to think about since it's a Saturday.
You got shorties with you.
Well, yeah, if you're going to fan day, you got kids involved. I have to imagine early August you probably have youth sports earlier in the day. So you're probably dealing with
what sport are you playing?
You're still playing baseball?
State's probably done. Almost done.
Okay. So maybe you don't have youth sports.
And I think it's the last weekend. It's the last weekend of AAU, I think.
Is soccer getting going for young kids? Because I know what the normal like high school schedule is for some of the summer sports. I don't know for littles.
I am not a soccer aficionado.
It seems like they just play all year.
In terms of summer.
Right. Yeah. It seems like they just play all year. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. Do they still use the term halfback?
Really more of a striker guy myself.
Yeah, I don't know whose voice that was.
I don't know.
It was Stevens. Well, actually.
He got such a bad rap. He couldn't be further from that.
Dude, he loves it. He made a shirt.
But it's just weird that we just pinned him.
I think he did.
I'm sorry, penned him. Jeez. As an E, guys.
It still sounded like an E.
That's a lie. Knock it off again. Okay.
You don't like me very much this morning. It's all right.
When you feel tension, which you know with me because we're going on some years, that's when we need either a music or a drop or something to break the.
Hey Shane, let's take a quick break here.
So you need this drop right here.
Yeah, because I do want to talk about the connection with what you think you're going to see, and does it change as we get closer to game day, or does it heighten the more you hear the coaches?
That's an interesting question. Let's tackle that when we get back. That's DB. We'll give him a couple seconds to dislike me a little bit less. Just Simba Donna.
If the grass wasn't wet.
You go touch it?
Yeah. That thing wet?
Is it like Augusta out there?
You brought up the Fonz earlier. You can go actually see him a week from today, an evening with Henry Winkler on August 7th. It is a fundraiser for Team Jack Foundation. Go to teamjackfoundation.org/Henry to get your tickets. You can hang out with the Fonz, one of the coolest guys on the planet, and what I've heard, one of the nicest human beings in Hollywood as well. Go check out Henry Winkler and support Team Jack, teamjackfoundation.org to get your tickets. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Top to bottom, obviously probably the strongest conference in the country, and you might get by one opponent one night, but then you have another great opponent the next night. There's some back-to-back matches, which I think is a little bit unique, where we're playing Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, so there's really no rest time. That creates a much tougher prep schedule of getting ready for an opponent. But I think that the travel piece is it's also a challenge when you think about going all the way out to the West Coast and then all the way to the East Coast. So being in Nebraska, we arguably have to travel the furthest. I don't know if that's exactly true, but close to the furthest, both sides of the coast. So I think those three things are going to be the biggest differences.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. Don't forget, every Friday you can come out to Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, where we're at right now. They've got live music out here at the one in La Vista. Make sure you come check it out. Maybe chill a little bit, listen to some live music, have a good time.
Get the Philly cheesesteak pizza.
That's right.
Hold the veggies, unless it's a shroom.
Big shrooms guy?
Correct.
I don't like mushrooms.
They're fantastic.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
I'm not surprised. I mean, we don't agree on much of anything.
We agree on lots of stuff.
Except Nebraska being good.
We like Coach Rhule.
Yeah.
We both think Nebraska can be good.
Yeah.
Although I'm a little more out there than you are.
Yes.
What else do we agree on? Lots of stuff.
It looks like Augusta.
We both think Caleb's a good player. That's nice.
He thinks he's a good player. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I only get those messages when he knows he's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When he's on one.
He's got it.
Those are two good guys to have
locked up.
Yeah. Well, he's supremely confident now because he's backed it up.
There you go. That's good. Confidence is important.
And the cool thing about that is we have this random sidebar conversation about somebody that sent a text is, for whatever the reason, his position must garner tight ends because first it was Harburg, now it's Carter Nelson. It's like you're seeing some big bodies.
Yeah.
So it must be the post.
Yeah.
Safe. Yeah. Because he's trying to play all three.
Cross training. It's good. Gives you a chance to get on the
I
field.
just don't know if that's possible.
To be able to play all three?
Yeah, because I think Rover is the most distinct of the bunch.
It's almost like a linebacker.
It just is a different skill set.
Yeah.
It's a different skill set. So maybe two of the three.
Give her a chance to get on the field. The more you know.
Do something.
The more you know.
do something. Anywho.
What was your question? You had a question? You said you had a question.
So you started at 10.
Yeah.
You don't have much wiggle room.
I didn't start at 10. I've landed on 10.
What'd you start at?
I was probably coming out of
By the way, Hot Danger, 60 to 90 hours a week. Man, go get that bread.
For what?
I am not jealous of a dude that can work a 90-hour work week.
That's rough. That's tough. Pass.
Yeah,
I mean, good for you, but
what is 12 times? Well, 12 times 6 is 72.
Yeah.
That seems like a rural workday. I've envisioned this in my
Yeah.
So you're cracking minimum 70 with that guy.
Yeah, but another 18 is
that's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So no days off. He may just go 7 days a week. Because 7 times 12 would be 84.
Yeah, so you're in the neighborhood there.
Oh no.
I'm not built like that.
Good on you. Good on you.
So I started probably at 9. And I worked my way up to 10.
I didn't start at 10.
I didn't.
I was one off.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know if I should say this out loud.
Oh, you're having a DB moment. 98% of the time, I just say it.
I'm closer to 11 than 8.
Yeah, you should have kept that.
That's why I said it. And you're like, no, 98% of the time I say it. So I said it.
That's it.
There's only
Let's read Mikey Mike. I mean, we could turn anything to anything on this show.
Yeah.
We're just talking work hours. My man's talking keno.
Yeah, he's like, man, I can do 72 with keno later.
What's the, I wonder what the, 72 might be his year born. I wonder what the significance of each number is. But anyway, I don't want to get distracted with
yeah, I mean, 10 is where I'm at. I won't go to 11. I won't.
Did I tell you what Vers did to me the other day, picking up the beef?
What?
We were talking about why he doesn't have the keno screen on. And I know why, right? You're not inviting sometimes when it's busy.
I'm one with the kids.
So Severe said something about Chris playing a certain kind of keno, and I would only do the same couple of things, so I'm not super well versed. And Severe was like, "Oh, one time she was playing and she kept checking her card a couple days later." I was like, "A couple days later? Like, what are we doing where you check your keno ticket a couple days later?" Vers then got into this penny keno. So he talked me into, for $3, playing 300 games of penny keno.
Yeah.
$3.
What's the
300 games?
What's the payout like on those?
I have no idea. I actually let him do it. I don't know what I'm doing, right? No, nor how to write tickets or whatever. How do you play 300 games and not win a 1, even if it's for a penny?
I don't know.
I forgot I had it.
That
so I checked it yesterday.
Unlikely.
Yeah. 0.00. This ticket is not a winner. I'm like, figures. That guy tells me to do something, and where I have a 0 out of 300 chance of having any success.
Yeah.
Made myself laugh. It was
for 300 is
it's hard to do, right?
It's hard to do.
You would think that's hard to do.
Yes, I would. Even if it's just the smallest winner.
Your boy pulled it off.
Herbie Husker.
Is that gonna stick? So now I want to go see the guy. Because I'm telling you, I don't remember Herbie having a finger up. I think it was a fist.
It would be the first one I saw if he did.
It was a champagne-colored shirt, so like kind of light pink, with a Herbie on it.
Yeah.
A good-looking dude, younger. I'm pretty sure it was a fist.
I mean, the rest.
I'm not gonna. I don't know enough to argue, right? So I'm gonna eat it if I don't think I can win.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm saying if it was just a fist and not the finger.
Well, you went into this whole little shtick, and Ding Dong captured the picture.
It would be the
Who
first.
Who did that, Austin or Rico?
Rico.
Oh, that seems more AJ. Suave might be out. Because I've flirted with it a couple times now.
Puerto.
Yeah, he might be a little naughty.
He went from Suave to Puerto. That's how you know he's out.
He's like for his last 3.
He's bored at home.
He might be trending in the bad guy category.
Listen, he's wrapping up his.
Although Foreman did love the Frederick Douglass thing because it's incredible.
Yeah,
I saw him in
Foreman's
Vegas.
hair.
Yeah,
yeah. I haven't seen him recently.
It's like baby twists, but it's gray, so it's kind of
yeah.
kinky. Like he uses one. Well, you wouldn't know, but he uses a.
I wouldn't.
He uses a style of brush that the kids use.
Okay.
And it is conducive to that style, but you kind of have to have some thick, coarse hair. He actually looks old.
Yeah.
But he looks good.
Yeah. I really like the twist look. I think that's a good look.
I asked him if I was shrinking. I felt like he was looking down at me more than normal. He gave me a hug and it was kind of downward. I don't think I'm shrinking yet.
Yeah, probably not.
And he would be the same plane.
I was gonna say you guys are.
And I know I took better care of my body.
Just a couple years apart,
depending on what the GI folks tell me. By the way, I got in.
Did you?
August 5th.
There you go. Get after it.
I'm scared to death.
Well, it's better to know than to not know.
Yeah. JG gave me the referral.
Oh, nice.
Clutch.
Good looking out, JG.
Hurrdat.
It's our guy.
Yeah, I'm
Appreciate him.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out.
Listen, the more you hear the players and coaches talk, does it change the way you think? Because I'm trying real hard to not let it. Because I've landed on a number.
It's making me feel more confident that I'm right.
But what are they supposed to say?
No, I understand that. But I've heard.
No. What's the
alternative?
So players are going to be positive. Mm-hmm. There's no question. But what are they like? What could players say in the offseason or in camp that isn't going to give you optimism?
Here's the thing. Players specifically, probably not much. Although it's more of a vibe than what they actually say.
Caden told me all I needed to know. I wondered, but now I know. He's given me that feel, but I just don't want to ask. Oh, yeah. If he's saying that.
Brother?
Yep.
Okay.
If he's saying, yep. He gets another.
If he
I knew my
is
vibe
not,
was good. I knew my vibe was good.
You should not say that.
Well, I didn't want to say Nappy because I don't know how it lands with the layperson.
Right.
So you got it
you people. Who you calling you people?
What happened?
Other people say course.
You need people like me.
The royal we.
Jeez. You can't take me anywhere.
I'm just saying, if he's not, probably shouldn't use that word.
Yeah, Caden is I was rocking with him from day one.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
No, I just don't. No, I don't like all minorities because I clearly don't like you. But anyway.
You love me.
What's a player gonna say in the meantime to quote unquote not be winning the offseason?
It's not.
Are they playing it close to the best? Or?
It's the vibes more to me than anything else. I also think it's the consistency of the message.
What does vibes mean? Oh, now you're definitely getting that.
Yes. So
you're definitely getting consistency.
And maybe it's because I'm already in a place where it's what I want to hear. I'm totally open to that possibility.
You're hearing what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
But I remember years where you hear guys talk, and I don't remember specifically what they're saying. I just remember how it made me feel. That I go in, I'm like, I don't feel great about what I'm hearing. And it's not, again,
that's true. That's probably true.
So I don't know about the specifics. When you say, what else are they going to say? I don't really know. But I can hear it when I don't feel like a guy is confident. I can hear it when I don't feel like a guy is on the same page as his. I mean, think about 2022, where you got Whipple and you got Mickey Joseph and you got Scott Frost, and none of those guys seem to have any idea what the other guy was doing.
I'll actually give you that.
Right?
That's
none of their individual things sounded bad, right? None of their individual. I mean, you've got.
How about Bizarro World going from Whipple to Holgerson?
No, you're exactly right.
Yeah, I know. But remember that offseason.
What are we doing?
When you've got.
I had to talk myself into Whipple because of his Steeler.
Yes.
Connection.
And he's comparing people to Ben Roethlisberger, and you're like, okay, whatever. That seems like a stretch, but sure. But
you just knew we didn't have one of those on the roster.
Yes, right. And so you're like, I don't know about that, bud. But anyway, so you've got.
Although Casey,
he was fine.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, nothing against Casey.
Better than he was remembered.
Absolutely. He was better than the season was, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that's fair. Same thing with Trey Palmer. I know people remember Trey Palmer, but somebody had to throw him the football. So, like, you had Whipple, and you're like, okay, none of that sounds bad in and of itself. But then I hear Coach Frost talk, and you're like, well, that doesn't sound bad in and of itself, but it doesn't sound like what Whipple's saying. And then you hear Mickey Joseph talk, and you're like, well, that doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound like what Frost or Whipple are saying. So, on an individual level, I don't expect him to say anything else. I like that the message is clear and cohesive, without a doubt.
Did Langsdorff sound like Riley? Or you didn't like listening to Langsdorff? I actually like talking to him.
I don't mind. I thought Langsdorff was a good hire. I just thought the entire thing was disjointed.
What about?
Like, did any of Bo's offensive coordinators seem like they were on the same page?
I was gonna. Bo and Beck certainly not.
Right.
What did he say? You'll have to ask Coach Beck that. I mean, that's famous.
Yes. Right. So most coaches aren't going to be that outwardly just disconnected, but you can kind of tell when not everybody's on the same page. At any point over the last, especially 2 years, has it seemed like anybody was not on the same page?
No.
Right?
No.
Like, even when you bring in a big personality and a former head coach in Dana Holgorsen, he knows what the job is. And it seems like he's on the same page as Matt Rhule. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here.
Now, can I say something?
Yeah.
Because I think we misuse this. And this is not to correct you, but it is to correct you.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider Coach Holgorsen a big personality.
I think I mean big figure in the sport.
Because his demeanor is not big person-ish. His delivery is very straightforward.
I don't know. He comes off as funny to me.
Well, it doesn't make him a big personality. He is funny, but it's pretty dry.
Okay. That's fair. Who would you in
You know, like if he was in a room and he was with 30 other people, I'm not sure you would if you didn't know who he would not draw attention to himself.
Unassuming.
So I wouldn't call it, but we keep saying that.
You would say Coach Rhule is a big personality.
Big personality.
I think what I mean with
I could see Coach Rhule could hold court.
Well, I think what I mean with Dana is he's an interesting personality.
He's a great talker.
Right?
For somebody that is very has brevity to what he says.
Whenever he speaks, I find it interesting, and usually there's humor in there too.
Yeah.
So maybe in a room, he's not like he tends to remove himself a little bit. Like I think a lot of people, if they listen to the show, would say like, "Hey, DB is a big personality." If they see you in a room, they may not say the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. Stink says it best. He says the things that we didn't know we were allowed to.
Sure.
Yeah. That's
a good way to put it.
That's a really good way to put it.
He might just be a guy that's hard to pin, and so we say big personality. That's fair. Like I'm willing to eat that.
Yeah, because he just assumed mind his own business.
Yeah, that's fair.
You guys want to get to our guest here?
Oh yeah, we got our guy B. Edwards.
Hey, Shane, your ability to produce is bar none. I mean, it is absolutely bar none that you think we pay attention to the clock when we're talking.
Oh,
I mean, it is sensational. Shout out to you. Otherwise, we just blow right through our favorite guests.
One of our favorites, of course, Brian
Edwards.
What a
deal ride.
Our Vegas insider, Major Wager. What's up, B?
Shout out, Shane. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm chastising him because I think he sucks.
Shane didn't want to have me over here in the green room waiting much longer. And by the way, I think Holgo likes to enjoy a cocktail and play blackjack, if I remember correctly from his West Virginia days.
He strikes me as a guy that can play pretty hard. I can appreciate that because those guys got to punch in awful early if you're going to do anything for Coach Rhule.
My guy hits on 16. I think that's the
against a face card. He damn sure better.
B, what are you thinking about Nebraska's win total off the cuff? Scramble like eggs.
I think we went through it maybe a week you were out, and I think I was a half game
over
or lower. I can't remember. I remember it was a hard pass.
So I remember. So there's two things I remember in going through their schedules in Minnesota and Michigan. They were both 50-50. They were swing games for both teams against Nebraska, and I think both those teams you took Michigan and you took Minnesota, correct?
That sounds right.
If I remember right.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I initially had them 5-1, 6 swing games, but then I gave them a win against Cincinnati, although I leaned Cincinnati +7, if you can get 7.
Wow, you like that, huh?
And then I think I got down to 2 swing games. Well, I just love Brendan Swordsby, and I love my favorite name of all of college football, preseason second or third team All-American D lineman for the Bearcats, Dante Corleone.
Yeah, he is a he's a top 3 round draft pick.
Yeah, he's a space eater and moves pretty good for a big boy. No, I think Nebraska wins that game, but I lean Cincinnati plus the 7 if you can get 7.
Now I'm like Mary McGregor. I'm torn between two things here. Like the number is about right in an opener against Cincinnati, but I could see Nebraska rolling
like they did Colorado last year
if they get off to a good start. Like,
well, I think you guys told me.
I respect the number, I do, but I would not be surprised if Nebraska got busy.
Sorry, I cut you off there. What did y'all tell me the drive was from Lincoln to Arrowhead?
3 hours.
3. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting allegedly you're getting 60K plus in Nebraska fans.
Yeah, I mean Cincinnati's not bringing many, I wouldn't think.
But and I'm not saying it'll matter, right? I mean, Nebraska loses at home, so I'm not saying 60K at Arrowhead is lock stock, but I don't know. I
just like Sorsby. I like Sorsby a lot.
Got a lot of experience too, and he's active. Like he can scoot now.
Mobile, yeah.
Yeah, he makes plays with his legs. Now, sometimes he'll make not often, but the West Virginia game, he made the wrong plays a couple times last year. A noon game that really kind of stuck in me.
Hey, it's funny that this is one of our one of your picks today, because I am a staunch guy the other way, and there was just a graphic on ESPN this morning, and I was like, see, it wasn't a hot take when I said it. With the Lions win total at 10 and the captain hook, on the surface it seems low until you actually look at their first place schedule and their crossover division, which is the North.
So it's more the schedule than the losing the 2 coordinators for you?
I'm not enamored by the coordinator losses, but I do think the schedule is pretty daunting.
No, the schedule is brutal. There's no
question. They caught a lot of breaks last year outside of Hutch getting hurt.
Well, I would argue that they would have won it all if 6 defensive starters weren't out in the playoffs, and the scrimmage play number 2 defensively, Amik Robertson got hurt for the rest of the game. So they were without 7 starters on defense against the Commanders. So, and I mean, I don't think they needed any of them except for Aiden Hutchinson, and they still probably. Well, that's
I wouldn't fight you over that. It wasn't as bad as I thought on paper with what they were starting.
And Anzalone was out 6 weeks before the Vikings regular season finale as well. So really for a month they were dealing with like 7 starters out. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I don't think the coordinators are a big loss. So I've got them 11-3 with 3 swing games. Now, do I have them some W's where you might like at Green Bay, I've got them a W. Okay, I have them losing at Baltimore. I have them losing at Washington and at Philly in back-to-back weeks. I have the 3 swing games at the Rams, at the Chiefs, and at the Bengals. And if you want to go ahead and give them L's on any of those, I understand. But the only one I gave them a W that's a little iffy, I think, is at Green Bay. And really, I mean, at Minnesota, I don't think that's iffy. And then all of them at home. I mean, they would have won every game at home if not for losing to the Bills, 45-42, when they were missing all those starters in like early December, if I'm remembering right, or late November maybe. December 15th, actually, when they lost 48-42. I'm sorry, to the Bills. Oh no, they lost the Bucks in week 2 at home.
Yeah,
my apologies. Yeah. That's right. That's right. I lost some eliminator entries that week.
Dude, I remember last year was the year that eliminator was all but over in like week 5.
Well, I had one of my 10 entries left until week 17, and Drew Lock turned into Joe Montana against the Colts and threw like 4 tutties. And I had Baltimore left in week 18 at home to Cleveland.
Yeah, you were one of like
20.
300 people in the money. Like that thing got whittled down in a hurry.
Oh, well, no, I wasn't in Circa Millions. I was in a local deal, but it was a 5-figure entry.
Oof.
Oof. Oof. All right, you must know people.
There's a lot of people in this contest.
So your home games are bigger than my home games. Is that what I'm gathering, B?
No. I'm just no. It's only 20 an entry, guys. It's like people get like 10 of them. It's only $200 to get 10 entries. I had 10.
Well, you could pay for 4 of mine.
Hopefully, neither one of them are as big as Gilbert Arenas' home games.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
We got to go off topic here. Did y'all?
I didn't even know that was I didn't know that was something you could be charged for.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch the Netflix with him and Javaris Crittenden?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what it started over.
I mean, guys, when y'all watched that Netflix, were y'all like, "Oh my God, Gilbert Arenas is such a knucklehead and just a dork"? Like, what is going on with it? Why is he?
But I also thought Crittenden was a couple sandwiches short of a picnic too.
Well, I mean, he's in prison for murder right now, so yeah.
No, he's out. He's out.
He was.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Arenas is nuts.
Yeah. He's a dumbass, is what. and obviously, and then I saw that yesterday, and I'm like, oh my God, I almost tweeted what a dummy he was when I was watching that Netflix show.
I don't know, man. Arenas strikes me as the type of guy that has like guys that'll come look for you, though. He says some super outlandish stuff.
Just dumb. Just like, what are you talking? And why were you talking like that to Javaris Crittenden, man? Like, that's not a guy you want to play with. You don't want to play with that guy.
Like, Javaris Crittenden's got people that come after you, or he'll do it himself. I'm not sure Gilbert's that guy.
Right.
I was surprised he was out this early.
I mean, I think when you're not a first degree, you get a little leeway.
I mean, when they said high stakes, was that anywhere near the numbers you would be guessing? I mean, you're talking about the Department of Justice.
Okay, I didn't read the whole article. Do I need to go read all the details?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go read that. So I bet when he got it, so he's out this morning or yesterday. I bet he was smiling when he got out.
Yeah, the Department of Justice hammered him with running and operating an illegal gambling business with a group of alleged members of an Israeli organized crime syndicate.
I saw that part.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of numbers could we be talking about?
Also, right. And first off, how much money does he have left from his contract? Sorry to cut you off.
Millions, according to him. You listen to his podcast, he barely spent any money unless he was gambling.
Yeah, that gambling money can get on top of you in a hurry, though.
I mean, Barkley's still rich.
Why does he need to do something illegal when he's got all that money? I don't
If Barkley didn't work for TNT, he'd be homeless.
I don't know, B. Why does anybody?
Sure.
Because of the quick turnaround. That's why criminals do criminal things.
I'm just saying, how do you get hooked up with the Israeli mob?
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
those guys famously super chill.
Yeah. They have videos of like offing guys.
Like, what are we doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that.
Got better luck with the Irish or the Italians, man. What are we doing? Real quick here before we let you go, you also have Detroit plus 155 to win the North and 11-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know about JJ McCarthy, and I just don't think Green Bay's there yet.
Huh. That roster's pretty good for Green Bay defensively. I mean, they're going to get some stops.
They're good. There's
no
not better
love for love. No love.
I'm not a Jordan Love guy, so I agree.
Yeah, there you go, Ravi.
Aw, he knows. Brian Edwards, Vegas Insider, Major Wager. Good talking to you, B. We'll talk to you next week.
See you guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, B.
Michael Bruntz coming up next. Husker 24/7.
Well, I always have confidence in our players. And, the last thing our players need is for me to say they're not going to be good. They hear that enough. So I think they're going to be really good. And we've trained them. I know everybody wants us to, in the world now, not you guys, but just in the world, it's always like, we'll go get this guy in the portal, get this big recruit. But, we want all those guys, don't get me wrong. But, they come in at 18, and we want them to play when they're, unless they're ready early, but 20, 21. And so I've just seen them lift. I've seen them run. I've seen them grow. And I think the only thing that's going to limit them is their own brains, Now, depth-wise, I think we have a bunch of guys that are really talented guys. Sometimes I don't think they know that they're that good. I think when I say that good, I don't think they know yet. Can I do it? At the end of the day, expectation sometimes is the one thing that can either buoy us or hold us back. And so, our D-line's heard a lot all year that, on how good they're going to be, how they replace Ty. It's hard to replace Ty Robinson. Ty Robinson, even in the NFL draft, he didn't get nearly enough credit for what he can do. He's going to be, you hear all the reports out of Philadelphia about him. I told everybody that. Every scout that came in, I said, I'm just telling you. And so I believe he'll be a great pro. So that's lofty to live up to. But we got guys who can do it. And so I have nothing but high expectations for our guys. I expect them to be really good, and if they expect it to, then we'll get there.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, no, it definitely has not fully sunk in. There have been a lot of opportunities for me to reflect, but honestly, I'm just trying to live in the moment. I think I just want to play free, honestly. I've had a few conversations with the staff that I don't really care for the accolades. I feel like, All-American and even the national championship, those things it's just a product versus the actual journey is where the joy's at. And I just want to enjoy it. And I have a lot of growth I need to do. So I just feel like the way that I'm approaching the gym now is I'm thinking long-term and how I can just be of service to my teammates, regardless of the moment or what role I'm needed. I want to be able to serve that and serve it well. But yeah, I don't think it's fully sunken in. I've had a few conversations. I'm like, oh, wow. So.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Who doesn't want a guaranteed return for their money? If you've got some extra funds you could lock away for a while, then a certificate might be what you're looking for. And Centris Federal Credit Union has great terms and rates for your financial goals. Plus, they have a unique certificate and savings account bundle, which allows you to earn dividends not only on the certificate, but on the savings account too. Learn more at centrisfcu.org. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured NCUA.
We have our guest.
We have our guest.
Oh, there's the producer.
Michael Bruntz,
Hi,
Husker
buddy.
24/7, joining us now. Bruntsy, what's going on, bud?
I watched Shane was panic texting me, asking if do I need to call you? Hurry up, dumbass. That was basically the subtext of the text.
Bruntz, at least he gives you a heads up, because if we actually work with him on a daily basis, You're like Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles, buddy. You're working blind. I mean, it is feel your way along like Braille. Not kidding you.
Hey, I got a drop for it.
I don't know that I can read this font without a pair of readers.
Got that right. Hey, Bruntz.
Yeah.
Ravi tells me to go touch grass a lot. Did you go touch Augusta? Were you out there? Did you go feel Augusta?
I could chunk a pitching wedge out of that, I think.
The beautiful Bermuda.
It looked good. It looks better in my yard. I know that much.
Hey, are you a crabgrass guy too? You know, you have crabgrass?
As the summer goes along, I become more and more of one. And yeah, we got squirrels in the neighborhood, and looks like we basically ran a horse race through my backyard recently. So
we've got a mutter.
But
what were you doing back there?
No, it's the squirrels. I live in an old neighborhood, and they bury the acorns, and then they come and dig them up.
Oh, those things are in a gots to go situation.
Mine are my dogs. My dogs kind of like run a track around the yard, and so there's like a very specific path that they take.
Bruntz, I'm just gonna tell you, you're like you must have lived a pretty important life where you have other things to worry about that actually matter. Because I'm just telling you, I don't know if I would go to work if squirrels tore up my yard. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm having a conniption fit over crabgrass, and you're casually telling stories about random squirrels. Well, like, was a Secret Life of Pets? Like, what is going on?
Here's my problem. Let's start here.
Let's unpack this. Okay.
So
he rubbed that furrowed brow, and he's smart. This will be good.
We got a dog this summer, and so far the dog is not doing a good enough job with the squirrels. She just kind of looks at them and doesn't really do much. So I think she's got it in her to be a good squirreling dog. I don't know if that's the correct name, but squirreling dog.
Well, you couldn't get any presses on the market, or like what?
So the squirrels start to become a problem this time of year over in our neighborhood. So I'm dealing with that. We got a big tree that just kind of it just sucks up the water. So all that the grass underneath it's dead. We got a lot of problems. Is what I'm saying. So I would take any advice from the Augusta folks down there on Stadium Drive. But it looked good. The grass looked really good. It looked spongy.
Jeez. Spongy. I know what he's saying.
No, you do. No, that's
pretty good.
It's like, wow, that grass, that's the kind of grass I could fall on. So yeah. It looked good.
I'm just telling you, the tackles still hurt though, Bruntz.
What's
better than AstroTurf?
100.
I'll be curious to see what it looks like next spring. Like you get a dry winter around here. What's that Bermuda gonna look like?
I don't know. Maybe the triangle.
It looks like
missing.
Yeah, missing. All right, Bruntz. I got this from. And I always ask the even-keeled guys, so I don't know what the guys that I don't ask this think about their personality. But let's just say I would not ask this to one Mike J. Schaefer. I have this from an anonymous fan. Because I asked Ravi, I said, shoot, man, you started at 10 wins. I didn't start at 10. I started at 9. And as camp wears on, does that number increase? Because it typically does, right? You get a little thirstier. You hear the coaches. You hear the players. Kool-Aid goes down a little better with ice. He said, I'll tell you this. About 2 months ago, the hype and the outlook was really subdued. As we approach August, I can feel the optimism ramping up. It hasn't reached a delusional state yet, like I've observed in the past, but pitchers are definitely opened and ready for Kool-Aid. Does your board, do your constituents, do you echo that sentiment, Michael Bruntz?
That there seems to be a ramp up.
Yeah, like you're more apt to stir with your hand than go get like a spatula or a spoon or something, right?
I've been at 8-4 since the spring, and I still feel good about 8-4. I don't know. I would maybe go 1 win north of that if I'm feeling a little froggy. But I do think they're basically since Big Ten media days. I think there's been a little bit of a ramp up. That's just the nature of fall camp, though. I feel like whatever number you were at during the spring, you can probably tack on a win to it. I think that's just the nature of the season. So I don't know. You dig into it a little bit more, you start to see people or see players on the turf. I think they've got a chance to get to 8 or 9. I don't think that's a huge stretch. It's interesting within our little cubicle over here at the office. We were talking yesterday. Schaefer's kind of swung the other way. I think last year he was pretty bullish on things, and this year he's a little bit more subdued on things. He snip snapped on it. So I think I don't know. I think it's okay to be a little bit bullish on this team. I think this is going to be their best version of what they've had the last of the 3 years.
All right. Again, I'm going to ask another measured question. For a team that is very inexperienced and has a ton of youth, what is it about this group that we say, hey, they seem to have I think they're going to have good depth. I think that's kind of the consensus, and we say that without really having seen a lot of these guys play. Where do you think that comes from? Because I'm in that camp.
Where do they fall? Remind me again. And I don't know.
34 juniors and seniors.
But where, in terms of starts and things like that, they're middle of the pack, right?
Yeah, and the conference. Yeah.
Okay.
But offensive line has a ton of starts.
Right. Yeah. So where do I?
Yeah, because first of all, do you feel like this is a season that will lend itself to depth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The fact that you can point to very specific positions where there's a lack of depth, I think signals how strong it is other places. It's defensive back is incredibly deep. You watch the wide receivers run around. I mean, I think they've got guys that they feel okay about there, down to a 2 deep, maybe a 3. I mean, the offensive line is the one that, not just the top end guys, but when you start getting into second and third teams, I mean, it's before you'd be like, okay, this guy's a third team tackle, or this guy's a third team guard, and has no chance of getting anywhere near the field. But I mean, now it feels like there's a legitimate 2 deep. And I think they've done a good job of getting younger guys in a position to contribute earlier than maybe what's happened in the past. Especially, I mean, you think of a Keona Davis, some of those guys, Riley Van Poppel, when he was a freshman, was playing and contributing. Vincent Shavers is a good example of that. I mean, even guys that are air quotes young as sophomores, I think are pretty experienced. And I think that's when you have that too, you're kind of reaping the benefit of having played some of those guys earlier and taken some of the lumps earlier in their careers or, previous seasons. So there's a lot of depth, and I would hope that the depth at certain spots helps you in other areas too. You should be better on special teams because you have more defensive back depth. You have more linebacker depth. You've got redshirt freshmen that look like they're ready to play, and might not be able to get in your top 11, but they got to help you somewhere. And I think Nebraska's shown Mike Eckler has shown a willingness to play younger players on special teams and coverage. So I do think that that depth should help the areas that need to be helped, especially special teams being the biggest one, I think.
Bruntz, it sounds like, I mean, I feel like you're talking yourself into 9 wins right in front of our very eyes here. I mean,
Oh no, I'm not.
it sounds great.
No. We're not doing that yet.
No.
My number is like 8.2. 8.2.
8.2. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're creeping slowly.
Slow creep, like the creeping chart in my backyard that I can't get rid of.
So Bruntz, kind of a 2-1 here. I feel like a lot of the buzz, for once, has come on the national level, right? I feel like it's not local media saying X, Y, and Z. I think for the most part, it's been played pretty close to the vest, even though he spoke a lot more in the offseason than he traditionally has. So maybe this lends itself to this first part of the question. Do you agree with the fact that a lot of the buzz has become national more than local? And do you think the national media has differentiated between just liking Coach Rhule because he's a good coach or a good speaker versus he's very endearing, right? Like you're around him and you want to be around him more. Versus, man, this guy's a really good coach and I like him.
I don't know. I think Nebraska's being talked about. I don't know that there's a lot of certainty about what Nebraska is on a national level. Is that fair?
Yeah, well, I hear dark horse quite a bit.
But what they've done, what's happening is that there is, like, you have to think of the Big Ten, I think, in tiers. Like, you've got your top 3 teams that I think you can probably feel reasonably good about being there at the end of the year. And then there's kind of like this, the tier 2. There's like 5 or 6 teams that one of the teams in that group has to emerge to get to team 4. You know what I mean?
Could I convince you at 6?
In the mid tier?
Yeah,
no, that's fine. However many you say, like Nebraska, I don't think has been in that tier for a while. Like when Nebraska's been in that tier of like, maybe they can put it together, then they end up like in the back of the pack, struggling to keep up.
Let's say I mentioned Nebraska last of the bunch, just because they haven't won more than 6 games in 8 years. Okay. So I give you Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, USC, Nebraska. I want to put Washington in there. I think people think I'm fast forwarding. And if I'm not going to fast forward with Nebraska, then I'm not going to do it with Washington.
What about Minnesota? They've got 7.5 win total.
I like Minnesota.
They're in that. I think they're in that group.
So that's 7.
Okay.
Is that cool? You good with that family?
Yeah. I don't think we've forgotten anybody. I think Nebraska's in that pool with the national folks that I don't think that they were previously. Like, I think they were a bit of an afterthought, because I think whenever you hear the discussion about Nebraska nationally, it's not like there's a lot of qualifying going on, right? It's like Nebraska can take a big step forward if Dylan Raiola takes a big step forward. You're getting the Matt Year third year bump. Like there's a lot of that. And I guess that's buzz relative to like what it's been in the past few years, which is like, is Nebraska just going to make a bowl game? I mean, it's a different conversation now, but I don't know. I feel like nationally Nebraska is being put in that pool of teams, and that's, I mean, a few of those teams I would consider in the dark horse category. Certainly Illinois seems to be probably towards the front of that pack in terms of a team that's going to emerge that hasn't previously. So I don't know. It feels like there's more discussion. I don't know how much of it's like. It just feels like there's a lot of questions still about Nebraska, but people are at least willing to watch for the answers. And I don't know that that's been the case in the past.
Okay, let me ask you something, MB. Would you rather be Illinois with 17, 18 starters back, 70% production, kind of operating in the know, 3-year coordinator on offense, defense, and a 3-year starter at quarterback, and kind of be boxed, or a team like NSC or Nebraska where the ceiling is very intriguing, but you have a lot more unknown in terms of what's on the field. Because I feel like we treat those. I feel like we're treating them differently, but we're putting them in the same bucket, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Is there a bucket within the bucket? Like
is there a bucket? Is there a different bucket in the 7-team bucket? I would probably say yes.
I think
it's like a Russian nesting doll. Like you've got the
what the
you know the thing that like you
I
put
know
inside the other thing and the other thing
says that.
So
there's a small thing. There's another one.
You're asking me if I would rather be a team that you feel like you can bet on more easily, like Illinois, because they have a returning quarterback, veteran line.
Like it seems like we're treating the expectation levels differently.
I'm fairly boring, so I think I'll take that box. That's an okay box to be in, isn't it? Like you would take that box.
He said Russian.
I think it depends on who you are.
Bruntz, you are wild.
And then I mean. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'd rather be in Illinois' box than what USC's got right now. Like, I think USC's got the potential for a high ceiling, but I don't know. I'd take my 10 wins and move on if I were an Illinois fan.
10, huh?
I don't know.
They have the same win.
It's that fall camp Illinois talk. I'm ramping up that win total.
They 9?
No, I think it's going to be 9.
No. Listen,
I think
I'm talking about
7.5. I think is their number.
Illinois and Nebraska, and I asked because Illinois and Nebraska have the same.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. No. I think I would go with the. I would just take the veteran. I like some experience and I like a returning quarterback.
Not a big ceiling guy.
That's your personality though, right? Like
I do think it matters who you are, because Illinois and USC are really the perfect examples here. Because if you're Illinois, as an Illinois fan who hasn't seen 2 good years in a row in 30 years, you probably are like, yeah, sign me up for the 9 wins again, like 100%. Whereas if you're a USC fan, you probably sit there and like, okay, we brought in all this talent for what? For 9 wins? Right? Like, so like you can be in the same box and feel very differently about how you got there, right? USC's ceiling talent-wise is much higher. Where Illinois is like, hey, we're building as a program. We can take another 9-win season, and that's a step in the positive direction.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So, I think Nebraska's somewhere in between, right? Nebraska fans at this point would be happy, I think, with 8 or 9 wins because of where they've been. But I also think they look at the roster and say, hey, I think we can maybe do a little better.
So that's the conundrum, right?
Like Nebraska, you're torn in between. You're half Illinois.
Another Mary McGregor reference, Bruntz.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in Nebraska's ceiling feels higher just relative to expectations. I mean, I
agree.
Where
compared to Illinois?
In Champaign or in Nebraska?
You compared to what expectations, you mean?
Yeah, because I think Illinois feels pretty good.
No, what I mean, I think Nebraska has because I think nationally, probably, what is it? You know, I think people are expecting them to be closer to the 7.5 number.
For Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the thinking is that the number for Illinois is a bit lower given what we've discussed with the quarterback and everything else and kind of where they're building to. So I guess that's why I say that is I think Nebraska's ceiling is a bit higher when you're talking expectations relative to expectations going into the season. Like
Bruntz, I have a.
They play each other, by the way. Like USC and Illinois. USC's got to go in 2 of 3 weeks. They've got to go to Champaign, and then they've got to go to West Lafayette. Like, how about that?
Yeah, Bruntz, I have a question for you, and I wonder if you think you're taking a leap of faith. Nebraska hasn't lost less than 5 games since 2016. Can you have the discussion with a different coach and Coach Rhule and a whole different Tim Miles, don't put that crap on me, and not have that creep into your frontal lobe? Because that's the part. I asked Ravi yesterday, we're just ingrained to think in fear. Like, when are we going to get over the fear and just say, gosh, I think we could be pretty good. Is that
Put
part
that crap on me?
Is that part of it, do you think?
The hexing and vexing BS, I think, is what he also said. Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that's the second part of that?
That was actually the gem of the quote.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, statistically, the one game, the one score stuff has to improve at some point, right? Like
we
keep saying that every year.
Yes. At some point it does.
At some point it will. It's got to. But no, I mean, I think that's a fair question. I mean, I don't know though. Like, how do you? Like, I think you can separate it, but when you're actually in Memorial Stadium, like you can feel the weight in there, right? Like when things kind of start going.
Well, he talked about it at the difference between UCLA at home last year and being at the Shoe.
Well, I'm talking from like the fan base.
Me too. He said they were booing and people were kind of comfortable and.
So I don't know. Like I think I think before you kind of are willing to turn the page, I think people need to see the results. Like I think it's too natural to say, oh, here we go again, that kind of thing. But no, I agree. I mean, it's, at what point is a head coach not responsible for the sins of his predecessor? And, that unfortunately.
When you hire him.
I mean,
right?
In theory.
But from a fan base perspective, you're right. We are holding Rhule responsible, not just for Frost, but also for Riley when we sit here and go like, oh, I mean, obviously I've been very out there with my 10-win prediction, but people like the number of people are like, oh, you got to give Nebraska their 3-game Nebraska penalty.
And I do hear Bruntz, and it's me, and I think and I don't say it's me as like I am saying it as a quantifier. Like I think I know the sport, and I could say, and I have from day one, I really like Coach Rhule. And immediately, if somebody wants to knock down my sentiment about what I feel about Coach Rhule, they're going to tell me about Nebraska never winning anything in their lifetime. So he does get the pushback of history.
Right.
So,
but then we don't give him the benefit of the history right before that.
It's just, you know what I mean? It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just for what it's worth, just doing a quick look here. I wonder at what point last year.
Like, I'm pretty sure I like Coach Rhule other than the fact we get along.
Yes.
Okay.
But like, I wonder at what point.
I get along with a lot of people I don't like.
I wonder, or don't think they're good at their job. I wonder at what point last year.
1 and 10.
I wonder at what point last year Indiana fans decided that they weren't going to lose 5 games, because outside of COVID year, which we've decided doesn't count, it had been early 90s since they had not lost 5 games in a season. So we're talking 30 years of this, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, so I wonder at what point, and I know Indiana and Nebraska historically are very different football programs, but I wonder at what point last year Indiana fans are like, oh, are we going to go to a college football playoff? Or, are we going to win double-digit wins?
Do you think you get similar sentiment between Nebraska football and Indiana basketball, though? Like, because I think, like, that's
very similar.
You're absolutely right. Like, the context matters a ton. But it's funny, like, it's funny you mentioned those two, because I could see a lot of similarities of kind of like Indiana basketball versus Nebraska football sometimes for the same thing, where like you're kind of like, oh, well, this happened before, so this is the results to expect in the future. I mean, it's also a bit of like emotional hedging in some ways too, to not get hurt after the way things have gone. But
who hurt you?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a fair question. I mean, like, the slate doesn't wipe completely clean, but I mean, the one score stuff, I mean, it's gotta turn sometime. Like, I'm not good with statistics, but at some point it has to turn.
I'm just enamored by the fact that he can kind of low key, it's not even low key, he can kind of weave in history and the past, and then in the same way say something motivational where you're not married to it, right? Like, he can eloquently talk about the difference between Columbus and Lincoln and Ohio State and UCLA, and talk about this year why he wants, I was going to say parent-led, player the importance of a player-led team in a practical sense. Do you know what I mean? So he can give some historical context without being held captive by it. And I think there's just a part of me that appreciates the whole, you have to know where you've come from so you know where you're going, but not being held captive by the past.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of that also comes from having, I mean, this is basically what his third go around with a situation like this. Like, you kind of know the buttons to push, you know what it's supposed to look like at various points. And I don't know that the examples of the Ohio State and UCLA, I thought that was pretty helpful to kind of see, what he's talking about, because I mean, I went back and watched the end of the second quarter in both of those games after he had talked about it. And I mean, it was night and day, just like he said about how they went into that. I mean, Gus Johnson's losing his mind over John Hull's kick, and you feel like Nebraska just won the Super Bowl. Pure. And then, it was like, the UCLA game was like, are they gonna be able to get out of the stadium here? Like, is it, what's this gonna look like? So, yeah, I mean, getting rid of the peaks and valleys, that seems like a good idea into year 3.
What are you expecting to hear from Holgorsen today?
Little Dylan talk.
He's mastered brevity, but he can say a lot.
He can. He's always he's a good hang. He could listen. I mean, I'm curious about running backs. I think, I don't know how that can't be the discussion point going forward. Obviously, Mosey moving over there probably deserves a question or two, given his skill set and what it seems like Dana wants to do or did at the end of last year. And I don't know. I love Mosey because he's electric with the ball under his arms, but he's not a better natural runner than Mekhi Nelson. I'll take that to my grave.
Do you think he'll be a better receiver out of the backfield, though?
I don't know. I mean, he's caught more balls.
Yeah,
but
it's different coming out of the backfield versus lining up.
I'm just saying, like, Mekhi seems like a guy, if I gave him the ball 10 times, he's going to score twice. I'm just telling you. Like, I could hand it to him, and something good is going to happen a quarter of the time.
Do they have 4 now? Like, they want 3 or 4. Do they? Are they at 4 yet?
I don't think you do yet. I have too much respect for the position to think that even a guy as gifted with the ball under his arms as Mosey can just step in and play running back. You can utilize him like that, but your offense still has pass protection. You still have concepts. Now he is smart. He's definitely smart enough from an IQ standpoint, and he's talented enough to get it. But
you're probably talking about specific packages for him, not just plug and play as a 4th running back. Is that
fair?
I
mean, I was a quarterback my whole life. I played running back as a senior, and there were so many things I left on the table because I just hadn't done it.
Yeah.
I look kind of dumb doing some of this stuff, but I don't know. It's got to be harder at that level. I don't know. We'll see. I'm cheering for him because he's electric.
Because I mean, it's basically it's a test of your coaching, right? Like, can you either develop him enough to where you don't have to pigeonhole him into packages, or can you find specific things that he can do really well? I mean, that's probably the challenge with him there. But I mean, the running back stuff we need to ask about, and I don't know. I'm eager to see if they'd found any big plays anywhere, because I think that's going to be
getting vertical in the passing game
important. Yeah.
That's our guy, Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. Bruntz, appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week.
2 weeks in a row, I didn't get to the overrated question, but I've got it in the bag for next week.
You keep saying that. You're stringing me along. I don't know if you got it.
I sneak told Ravi after you hung up last week what it was going to be, and I think it's a good one.
Okay. Keep it in the hopper.
One of these days, we will get there.
See you guys.
Appreciate it, Bruntz. That's our guy, Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. Take a little break.
Sure.
Come on, right back. SDB, I'm Ravi and DB. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
From top to bottom, obviously probably the strongest conference in the country, and you might get by one opponent one night, but then you have another great opponent the next night. There's some back-to-back matches, which I think is a little bit unique, where we're playing Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, so there's really no rest time. That creates a much tougher prep schedule of getting ready for an opponent. But I think that the travel piece is it's also a challenge when you think about going all the way out to the West Coast and then all the way to the East Coast. So being in Nebraska, we arguably have to travel the furthest. I don't know if that's exactly true, but close to the furthest, both sides of the coast. So I think those three things are going to be the biggest differences.
We have 17 people on our team this year. I don't know about Becca, but that's the biggest team I've ever been on, and I'm on the older end of it now. So this spring, we really just focus on our relationships and how we can get to know each other better, because we have 6 freshmen, and then we have Virginia, and then Allie coming in as a transfer. So with so many people, you have to figure out one way to make it work, and that's kind of our goal right now. And as upperclassmen, it's our job to hold that culture and hold that team tradition alive, because we know the expectation and we know what to expect and we know what needs to happen. So we have to teach the younger girls what to do and how to help them and guide them. So anything that they need from us, they know that the door is always open, but as upperclassmen, it's really on us to keep things moving.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by our friend Matt DeMarinis from the White and Blue Review. Matty boy, how are we?
What's up, fellas?
I was so hoping that hat was a Nebraska hat, because you like to kind of throw occasional curveball, but it is, of course, the New York Stankies.
Disgusting.
I mean, if it were anything, it would be a Ducks hat, bro. So I think you're going a little bit too far with the Nebraska stuff.
Hey, sometimes you rock a Bulls hat.
Yeah.
A Bulls hat.
No, Ravi squashed that right away, Matty, when he goes, he's an Oregon fan. He's not even a Nebraska fan. So anything positive he says, it's by accident.
Right. It's a genuine affinity for people, not programs, my man.
So that's interesting, because we've been talking about this, and my guy Mark in the stream maybe said it best with regards to Coach Rhule. He said, now I lost it. He goes, because my thing was, at some point, you see all the comments on social media, right? It's like, we're just win, and you can't say anything positive about what's happening in the meantime. And I told Ravi, I said, man, you know what? I got to just do better. I just, I can't let that bug me, because coaches have been eaten up by that before, where they panic and they do things they ordinarily wouldn't do because they put the end result at such a premium. And I've seen it chew guys up. Right? Just, hey, I wouldn't have done this, but we had to win. And so I admire Rhule's conviction, but Mark said it like this. He says, we're not holding him responsible for past coaches. We're holding him responsible for similar results. Doesn't that further kind of make the point you made when you sent me the clip? First of all, what was it that you liked so much about the clip? And then what is it that you think what it has to do with long-term sustainability to help any program or any successful entity garner victories?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything super special about the clip unless you kind of have some just past context for how these things build themselves, if you will. And I just know that for a guy as competitive as he seems, I don't know him personally, but he seems to be a very competitive person, very like this is what he lives and breathes. So for him to openly say that with this year's particular group, he's encouraging and even willing to back off on some things to allow the players to organically police themselves and kind of make this team more towards their identity as opposed to what he envisions it to be, because he feels like the ingredients are already there. I've done what I need to do in terms of setting the standard. They know what it is now, or enough guys know what it is now to the point where they can start to police it. Because the point he makes about what players are most likely to listen to in terms of those aspects are themselves, because that's why everybody makes fun of the whole us against the world stuff when it comes out. It's, especially when you hear teams that have a lot of talent or that have a lot of expectations or are expected to do certain things say it, because it's like it sounds silly from the outside looking in. Like if Georgia talks like that, you're Georgia. What are you talking like that for? Everybody expects you to be good. But when you're inside that locker room, I've talked to enough people that have been in those situations to know that it's a very isolating situation, because the criticisms now are so loud and hard to ignore. You can't just delete an app. It's going to find you. Your friends will tell you about it. Your family will tell you about it. Sometimes they'll engage you and you'll hear about it.
Are these programs that are? I assume these are teams that are having success.
Yes, 100%.
Okay,
it's no one is immune to it. So that us against the world thing, you have to adopt that as a team, because what his major point was, why were we panicking at halftime of UCLA, and why was there so much jubilation at halftime of Ohio State when the deficit was the same? Like, just because you weren't expected to beat Ohio State or be within range of Ohio State, but you were expected to beat UCLA. So that's outside noise affecting the inside of the locker room. And what he's saying is guys have to learn how to deal with the fact that expectations don't matter once you kick the ball off, or whatever sport you're playing. Then it's just about the game. Then it's about your work. Then it's about everything you've done, about your prep, everything. So when he's saying he thinks it's okay now to allow the team to lead itself more than it ever has in the past 2 years that he's been there, I think that's what lends me to believe that they're on a really positive track, because if he feels it, then he must be seeing some evidence of it behind the scenes.
Matt, it's kind of funny. I mean, really good point there. But you bring up the UCLA Ohio State thing, and I've been thinking about this for a couple of days since he said it. And I feel like in a well-run, player-policed locker room, it's just as easy for the tone to be shifted to, hey, we didn't play well in the first half. we think we're better than UCLA, and we're only down by 6. Let's go. As it is to be the other of,
How are we down by 6?
How are we down by 6 to UCLA, right? Like, if you have a really well-run, because we've seen it. I know, obviously, your beat is all things Creighton sports or whatever. You're an Oregon Ducks fan. Like, you've seen it in other sports. You've seen it with the Yankees. You've seen it with the Bulls.
Have you seen it with the Houston Texans?
Not recently. You've seen it with
yeah. I mean, the standard is the standard. That's what Rhule said, and I think that's 100% like bullseye. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you're playing. You know when it feels like it's you, and you know when it feels like it's not. So it doesn't matter if it. That's why he says don't play to the score all the time. I love that. I love that too. Like, it doesn't matter what the score is until the clock hits 0. You know what I mean? You just got to keep do what we do, and the proof is in the pudding. He's won, and that's the same thing what coaches say that have won in the past. If you do what you do, if you do what we do, results will follow. Don't worry about them. Just stick to what we do every day, what's ingrained in us. Don't deviate from our DNA, and you'll see that more times than not, you're going to get what you want out of it.
Can I ask you a question about what he just said?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that the most valuable thing that you learned from Coach Osborne?
100%.
Because that sounds a lot like what you've told me.
What I would say is and this is going to lead into my next question for you, Matt. What I would say about that is, I'm not sure when we learned that was the frame of reference, right? Because we had lost to Florida State in 93.
Mm-hmm.
We were down at the half to Wyoming in 94. The theme was the same in the locker room. Fellas, we're better than this. This isn't how we play. This is what we're accustomed to. I just wasn't sure real time that we had turned the corner enough in terms of being winners. I did know I felt like we had more in the tank as a team. So it still wasn't results oriented.
Right.
It was about what we're capable of.
It wouldn't have mattered if you were beating Wyoming by 7 or down whatever you were. You know what I mean? The score would have been less relevant to the point. Like, it doesn't feel like us right now.
So let me ask you something, because you've seen this for real time, and I'm relating this to Nebraska and how many games they need to win, either in a row or a signature win, or maybe it was the bowl game. But at some point, you saw a coach turn the corner from having a singular great player who was unbelievable for 3 years to the standard is the standard, right? Like, somewhere along the line, they made that transition, and he never deviated from recruiting whatever it was that he felt like would give him the best chance at that DNA/culture. Is there a signature moment that you feel has to happen, does happen, where it becomes applicable?
Well, I think it's a byproduct of it. I think that stuff naturally happens if what you're doing is on that path, on that track. This sounds very like simplistic, but it just is. That's how it happens. That's how it happens organically. So, I can remember, just to relate it to what I've seen with Creighton, it's like I've seen some teams that were supposed to be ultra talented, that just didn't pop the way it was supposed to from the outside looking in. I mean, just look at the end of the Altman years. Those were supposed to be the most talented teams he had ever put together.
My guy's talking about Pial's today.
Well, I mean, not solely, but yes.
No, those teams.
Yeah, like those teams were supposed to be the next level team.
Allen, Cavell Witter, like all those guys in that late 2000s, early 2010s era.
Right, but because you put all these ingredients together based on talent alone and expect it to jive with the rest of your process, and it didn't, your results were worse, not better, not even the same. They were worse. So it spoiled a little bit of that era, and it's just like don't deviate from who you are, and no matter who you bring in, the ingredients will yield the same result essentially. So, like, and then when you look at with Nebraska this year, like, what Rhule said is a very simplistic way of, to me, it clicks like, okay, this team, despite being relatively young, has earned a little bit of his trust to the point where someone that I feel is like an ultra perfectionist is kind of, reining himself in a little bit in order to allow the players to have an organic situation where they can lead themselves to a degree instead of just having him have to, crack the whip all the time and rah-rah them, he shouldn't have to walk in the locker room and give a, every possession till we die type of speech. You know what I mean? That I don't feel like that team, I don't feel like a good team needs that. I feel like every now and then, if you're deviating, yes, it's good to have a kick in the pants, but like every day should feel the same and it should lead to success. I think with the way this team is built and then the schedule that they have to play, those are some of the ingredients that you see, like where you should have some optimism about what they're about to put together. I think the receiving core around Dylan from the tight end room to the receivers is really good. I expect him to be a 35 to 40 passes per game type of player. He's got that type of talent. He has that type of temperament. I think the O-line is going to do a good job protecting him. From that standpoint, they're going to be difficult to deal with offensively. And then whatever you get out of the running game feels like gravy at this point because of the talent that's around that. So it's all about what comes together in the secondary. How does that linebacking core look? How does it develop? And then, if you're looking for an identity defensively, it starts in the trenches. Are you a pass rushing group that can really bother a quarterback, or are you solid in the run? All that kind of stuff is part of it. But the fact that the reason that clip hit me was because he wouldn't be doing that if he didn't truly believe it. And I think that's a big step towards having a successful program.
One of the reasons, a lot of the reason I want to is because I knew you'd have the ability to be objective, number one. But number two is, full disclosure, I mean, Coach Mack's a guy that I enjoy talking to about things that are bigger than just actual sports, right? I know Nebraska was struggling with one of their head coaches, and, I called him one of the first guys that I thought of to call because he was a guy that had kind of been through something similar, had stayed the course, didn't waver. And I'm like, hey, how did you handle this? And he just was really good at it, right? And he said we had him on when he was transitioning to the Big East. And I asked him about recruiting, right? And the profile and what he'd need. And he was very ready for the question. He said, listen, I'm going to tell you this, Damon. I need to see a little bit more of the conference, what the wings look like, what the guards look like, what are we dealing with in terms of athleticism, but I have some non-negotiables. You have to be highly skilled, have to have a high basketball IQ. And he said a couple other things. He said, we will not waver from you, right? Mm-hmm. In the same vein, what's the one thing I've been talking about for a year and a half with Coach Rhule? The way that they recruit and how specific they are in terms of what they're looking for and what it takes is going to pay dividend. It will. We've seen it happen with with your basketball program. You start winning, and all of a sudden, 4 and 5 stars start knocking at the door that you weren't.
What's the? I'm going to ask you guys a question. I know I'm flipping the script on you.
I still got one. I still got to follow up with that though, because I want to ask you something about a conversation that you were included in on social media.
Okay, I'll be quick then. What's the difference between the 2018-19 team and the 2019-20 team personnel-wise? Creighton.
Not
Tyshawn.
That
was 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fudge, not a lot from a talent
just
standpoint.
age.
Denzel, that's it. Denzel Mahoney, 6-man off the bench.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the difference. But 2018-19 had 3-4 game losing streaks, and I was trying to tell fans stop saying fire Mac, all this stuff, and then Mac's in every presser saying, hey, look, we're close, we're learning, we're getting some things right, we're getting some things wrong, but it's all about a process. Every single day of that, every single practice, you couldn't walk in that gym, I swear to you guys, you couldn't walk in that gym and know what happened the day before. You didn't know if they were coming off a loss or a win. Mac was the same way every single day.
So he
he said, believe me, guys, this is going to pop and you're going to receive the fruits of your labor. And then 2019-20 happens. And even then, like Ravi and I, where were we? We were at
we were at Clancy's watching them get their heads beat in by
San Diego State, just
Mackay Nelson,
murdered them, right? Yeah. Like dog walked them.
Not Mackay Nelson, Malachi Flynn.
Malachi Flynn. Everybody, they just worked them seriously, right? So it didn't even start great, but it was the same process, same daily approach, same standard. They didn't deviate, and then what happens? Come out like gangbusters. Everything pops. Everything clicks. They're one of the best offenses in the country at the end of the season, and they're the 1 seed going into New York before everything goes haywire. Like, just stay who you are. If it works, it'll work. You know what I mean? Just trust it.
So this is in response to the clip that you sent me and the tweet that I said. One of the very first responses, and because I've said, listen, they're recruiting a certain kind of player. You have to want to love Nebraska. You have to, like, I've waxed poetic about this for a year. Mm-hmm. And some people don't love who they target recruiting for a multitude of reasons.
Especially locally.
It does happen locally.
Yeah.
And this happens to be a local slant to the response. And this is independent of who's being recruited at his school or not. But I thought the immediate response was interesting. He says, I'm not a Nebraska fan, but history has shown they don't recruit the type of kids that do this. And this is in reference to the clip that you sent me. When you recruit mostly based on measurables, you often lose out on heart, which is what this clip is talking about. That part I don't even really agree with, but this front is interesting.
Yeah, neither do I, but go ahead.
He said losing a lot of close games for years bears this out. The only part I don't want to pick at him because there's a lot of other things behind the scenes that I think led to this response.
Mm-hmm.
But at the core of the deal is I basically took, okay, if you recruit guys that are good with just measurables, you don't really get the philosophical buy-in. I felt like it was just the opposite of what he was saying. Right? If you want a player-led team and you want to be good in crunch time, I'm asking this of guys that maybe aren't as experienced, but this is what I believe they're capable of. Mm-hmm. He probably doesn't believe they're capable of it if that's not the kind of mindset he's recruiting. Do you agree with kind of that philosophy if you're going to stay consistent with your recruiting as you start to get high-end talent, which we've seen a program do that you cover?
Okay, so I'm going to go back to I'm glad you brought up the fact that, you guys lost to Florida State. You didn't always look like gangbusters against certain teams. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you were a wagon, but it wasn't like it was always, humming, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think, and this is the biggest situation with why I feel like the toxicity level in Lincoln got just to an untenable level. I feel like people forgot or remembered the trophy presentation and forgot how hard it was to get to that point. And then they look at the outside world and say, well, why are all these teams kind of,
Indiana.
And they figure it's supposed to be, it's just supposed to be easy. You know what I mean?
And fast.
Fast.
I just had a guy yesterday tell me in the chat, listen, if it's 3 years and move on. Like that's
pretty crazy.
Maybe the empty can rattles the loudest. I'm not giving that super credence, except for I do know that sentiment is out there.
I think maybe recruiting winners, I guess, if you will, is, over measurables. I guess there's something to that bit because you if you want to look to study temperament, maybe that's more valuable. But I don't even agree with the premise in the first place, so I'm having a hard time kind of like landing that plane, if you will, because I feel like they have winners on the roster. So I don't think they know how to win at this level, and that's the point that I think Rhule is talking about. Is like you're letting the outside perception of what you're supposed to do affect what you're doing, and it's not that simple.
So I think there's
the winning will come if you just stick to who you're supposed to be, do your job every play, every minute, and then the results will follow because this is a proven process already. Like it happened at Temple, it happened at Baylor. He knows what he's doing. And he's also not. He's humble enough to course correct. We've seen that now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing that bothered that tarnished or derailed previous tenures was that they were so stuck in their ways and they felt like their guys were their guys, and that was the process as opposed to, being willing to tinker with it. He's moved roles, he's reallocated positions, he's hired and fired. You know what I mean? He's not a one size fits all type of coach. He's willing to adapt. So I think I honestly, the process that I see happening, I feel like is going to lead to the winning that everybody wants. I just think, you're going to have some level of patience with it. You know what I mean? And you're going to have to deal with ups and downs along the way.
Well, you said it too.
I think that temperament is lost on this particular program for some reason.
I do think you made an important distinction there between guys that are winners, and I think what we mean by that is, because listen, there's a lot of guys that win a lot that I don't necessarily, or have won a lot, especially at the high school level, that just do it based on talent, right? Like that does happen. The higher you get, the less that happens. But I think there's a difference between recruiting guys that are winners. And when I say that, I mean probably the two things that DB thinks of: highly competitive and don't need a babysitter, right? Those two things. I don't need my handheld and I'm highly competitive.
Yeah.
Those two things are winning mentalities to me. But there's a difference between that and learning how to win at this level. Like those two things are not one and the same. Now, I like your chances to learn.
I agree, right? Jason Green and Caleb Benning, still similar temperaments.
Yeah.
Still have to
learn how to win at the next level.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So I like the fact, I like your chances better to learn how to win at that level if you've got the temperament, right? Much better chances of that happening. But there is still a process if you bring in the right guys. Now, I will say this to the poster's point. I think previous staffs sacrifice talent sacrifice mindset in favor of talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were guys that they brought in, and I think Frost admitted this to you at one point. He brought in some of the wrong guys.
Yeah, he did panic. So did Riley. Like turning the keys over to a GM because it was suggested that was best practices when you were inexperienced. Like he caved a little bit.
So like they sacrificed mindset, mentality, those things because they felt like they needed better talent.
Bo couldn't get over the hump from 9, so he made the innocuous at the time comment that they needed more ready-made guys.
Mm-hmm.
That did not land well because people were like, well, what about the development? You got a lot of Callahan's good players. So that started that. I've seen it happen, Matty.
But that's
Wasn't pretty.
That's the reason you go 6 years without how many years it was, 7 years without a bowl game, 8 years without a bowl game. It's not because the talent was there. I can look at the star rankings. I can look at the other offers that these people had, but you had too many guys that didn't have the right mentality. That's how you have a more talented roster that loses consistently. And to me, Coach Rhule basically flipped that and said, hey, I'm going to make sure I have the guys with the right mentality. I'll get the most talented versions of that guy that I can. And as we're seeing in the 26 class, really for the 27 and 28 classes, when guys like the level of interest of guys that are being recruited to Nebraska, that level of talent keeps going up and up and up. But that was the problem. I'm glad you brought up those Dana Altman teams, right? He was able to get more talented guys, but he wasn't able to get more talented guys with the right mentality. Then he goes to Oregon, where he's got access to different guys, and he would go get talented guys with the right mentality, and he's able to make a Final Four. The exact same thing happened to Jay Wright. He makes the first Final Four. He goes get more talented guys, wrong mindset.
Yep.
He totally resets with the guys with the right mentality. He says, if I'm going to get fired, I'm going to get fired doing it my way. And then all of a sudden, guess what? He's able to reach and get the most talented guys with that mindset.
That's why I love the prowess of their recruiting process.
There's a certain level to where, there's a certain point in every, competitive setting where talent will win out. But finding guys that are all going to pull in the same direction is the hardest part of that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, if you wanted to just find the most talented guys, that'd be the easiest thing you have to do in recruiting. Okay, just go down the list. Yes or no? No. Okay. Next.
We saw that with Callahan.
Yeah. Yes. We've seen this. Right? We've seen this before. That's not the way you win. That's the way you hype up people about how good you might be, but that's not the way you win. You have to have everybody pull in the same direction, and you have to have a certain temperament in your locker room, and that's why I love, because he talks beyond just the the most popular question in every one of these settings is how does this person look, yada, yada, yada. That's asking about just like on-field stuff right there. He always goes beyond that, and that's why I think he sees the bigger picture. He knows how to. That's why I think he knows how to build winners, is because he's not just looking for, oh, how fast was that guy off rip? Like, how far is this dude throwing the ball? How hard is this guy hitting? How strong is this dude? How fast is that dude? Like, he's going more in depth in terms of what he's trying to analyze and pick apart and put together. I just right now the Kool-Aid tastes pretty good for someone who doesn't really care what it tastes like. Go Ducks!
I think that's a good.
Matty DeMarinis here for the Huskers.
I think that's a good walk-off for our guy. Matt, appreciate the time as always. I'm sure
fantastic stuff, Matty.
I'm sure we'll be talking to you more in the next couple months as well.
Sure. Yeah, previews coming.
Always love chatting with you. Have a good rest of your day, bud.
Be well, boys. Good time.
Thank you, buddy.
That's our guy, Matt DeMarinis, White and Blue Review. That's the show for today.
We will go back and read that.
The thread?
Yeah.
I will. I saw it early. I haven't gone back to revisit it.
It grew.
That's DB. I'm Ravi. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.